Oh, GFunky Boxing. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Guys, we have finally made it. It's time to debate this thing. And Nika is here. She's a special guest moderator. So let's give her a hand. All right. She's going to make sure that, we stick to the topic and we stick to the
Yeah,
rules, right? There it
heard
is.
that. Okay,
Checkmate is
working. It's
here.
working.
Checkmate is here, so we're ready to rock, man. So we're gonna change it up a little bit, guys. We had this thing arranged to do several do opening statements and some rebuttal rounds and some cross exams, but Checkmate says he's still having some issues with his hard drive and his video evidence that he has. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go. We're gonna do several rounds back and forth. He's gonna get. What do you want to do? 3 minutes or 5 minutes per round?
Yeah, we could do three.
Okay. So we'll just go back and forth, do some rounds, 3 minutes apiece, uninterrupted. Nika's going to be in control. If anybody interrupts, she will chime in with the gavel. All right.
Look, and it's blinged out for Okay, let's go.
I like
Hey,
it. I
Iceman,
like
how you
it.
doing?
Iceman is here. Run PMC. My man Javier is here as well. This is gonna be fun, guys. Get your popcorn ready. All right. So, anything you want to say, Checkmate, before we get this thing on, man?
Oh, let's ready to roll. I mean, this is a subject you're very passionate about, and you want to, definitely present your evidence that no one would show up to hear your evidence, and I'm just here to again cast doubt in the fact that yes, there is possibility, strong possibility that there was cheating.
Okay. All right. So, do you still want me to go first, or do you want to go first now?
Okay. Well, since we changed it, but I don't have what I would have had, I will actually go first then, just so I can make my statements, and then you can just show everything that you have and rebut if you like.
So is this gonna be the first? Is the first round gonna be the 5 minutes or the three
Opening
minutes?
statements. Yeah,
It's
just
Yeah.
my
five,
opening statement.
5
5 minutes.
minutes for your opening statement,
It's
and
not.
then
It's probably it's going to take me probably three. It's not going to take long. I don't because I
All
don't
right.
have.
I'm still gonna put the
You know,
timer for 5 minutes, but you can.
yeah, if you
he
want
can
to
take
concede
five.
your
He can
time,
take whatever he needs. Yeah,
yeah. So if you want to concede anytime,
he
just
said
go ahead and let
concede.
Nika know. Let her know.
Oh,
If
okay,
you feel like,
okay,
yeah,
got you.
if you feel
I
like, hey, I'm done. I'll concede the rest of my time. Just let the moderator know. If you need her to
I
hold
thought
for
you meant
anything.
concede like when I thought you meant
No,
concede like when Ryan took the knee.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant. Okay, cool.
no. Just again, anything with the time, you let the moderator know. She's in charge of the time, not me. So whenever you're ready, you tell Nika, and she will start the timer.
Start the timer,
Okay, I'm ready.
and we're off.
Okay, now again, the fact remains regarding Glovegate is was there a possibility that Fury cheated with gloves? Absolutely 100% there possibility existed because he's cheated in the past. He's taken paddings out of gloves during sparring, as well as had other glove issues where the referee actually stopped the bout, looked at the gloves, and then allowed them to continue. Not during Wilder, but during other fights. Okay. We also understand the theories of cheat when it comes to steroids and allegations with the Martin Careford when he said that he went to this beef farmer and said he had wild hog and was able to get this testosterone, these steroids into his system. So the fact is, Fury is a liar. He's a cheater, and he has lost all credibility. Now, my final statement, opening statement on this is Mauricio Solomon and refused to investigate Wilder the glove gate. He refused to look at Fury's the gloves. He refused to investigate anything, but he investigated in the past when a female Mexican boxer was in the Japanese boxer was investigated, and he looked at that and actually went to YouTube and announced that they will be doing a thorough investigation. Wilder was not afforded that possibility. Why? So when you have the WBC, saying to Wilder, we don't believe you, Fury's an honorable man, we're not going to investigate you, but we'll investigate, our Mexican, fighter, investigate the Japanese fighter who cheated our Mexican fighter on our Mexican soil. So therefore, Wilder was not even given the opportunity with the WBC for a full investigation. And with that said, it went to the court of public opinion, and the court of public opinion is always going to side with the fighter that they like the best. Okay, that's it, and I'll concede that the rest of the time.
All right, that was almost half of the time. So now we have GFunky with his opening statement. I will start the time now.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Checkmate and Nika, for being here as well and participating in this debate. I'm going to go on here to prove that there is not a single shred of evidence from these two fights, and I'm talking Fury versus Wilder 1, Fury versus Wilder 2. There's zero evidence of cheating that happened in this fight with the gloves. Okay. He already brought up the fact that Fury has a history, right? Because he had a glove malfunction. Well, a lot of fighters have glove malfunctions, right? Let's go here. This is Gary Russell Jr. in his fight against Gassoff, where you could clearly see the thumb has been detached from the knuckle part of the glove. Not only that, they changed it mid-round. You can see the glove right there on the ground. And he stated it himself here. You can see in this article from Ring Magazine about the fight, the very top article says Russell believes that his hand was further aggravated. He injured his hand in the 8th round when the glove ripped and was replaced by a second pair. So glove malfunctions do happen. Now, I know you're talking about the Christian Hammer fight with Tyson Fury. They changed that glove. So they went with protocol, changed the glove. They saw that the thumb was detached, so they changed the glove. So I don't consider that cheating at all. It's just things happen. And when these things happen, that's exactly why they have multiple pairs of gloves in the back. And all of them get approved by the commission, right? I don't know if Checkmate knows that or not, but we're going to go into that real briefly here while I look for a video. And we will definitely talk about that. Let me just find it real quick. Here we go right here. This is a glove. This is a glove expert that I had on my channel.
Had 6 pairs of MX gloves to choose from. He had black and he had green. So he went through the whole gamut, tried them all on. So any issues with the gloves, we had 6 pairs to go through. So he can throw that one out the window.
Were you at the glove selection meeting for those fights or no?
Yes, I was at the glove selection for Fury, but not at the second fight because he used Pappen for that one.
Okay. Yeah. That first fight, did the Wilder team have any objections at all about Fury's gloves, and did they get to look at them?
No, he's an everlast fighter. Tyson Fury that night.
All right, so there we go. The man was there. The man that works for Everlast, the glove expert, said he was there at the glove selection meeting. Fury had 6 pairs of gloves, right? The reason why they have that many gloves is because if there is a discrepancy or whatever in the gloves, Wilder has the right to do that. The problem is Wilder never took that option because I believe he himself doesn't think that Fury cheated, because if he did, he would have gone much more into these things. He would have said, yeah, let me go ahead and tell them to investigate these things. Grab the gloves, right? They can be confiscated by the other team. This is all protocol, man. All of it. And California State Commission does the same. Here's where he's talking about it in Nevada, where the second fight took place.
State of Nevada requires 3 pairs. One, the standard primary and secondary. So something happened to the first pair, but their third pair they keep. they'll keep it, and if they decide, they'll cut it open to see if the contents inside. Should something happen, should a controversy happen, so they'll cut the glove open just to see if there's any inconsistencies with that custom colored glove versus what they cut open for stock players.
There we go again. Protocol in Nevada says that they can go ahead and take one of those gloves and rip it right open so that we can see what's on the inside in case there is a problem with them. And again, Wilder's team never chose that option for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they don't believe themselves that Fury cheated. You know, I don't know. I can't tell you. Only thing I can tell you is that the facts are all against the accusations.
30 seconds.
Time? Okay, 30 seconds. So I'm going to try to play this video here about custom gloves because that's another issue. They say, well, he had custom gloves. So let's hear what he says about
and
it.
A custom colored MX glove are made up of the same things. There's no difference in the composite and the makeup. The only difference between a stock MX glove, which is black, red, or white, versus someone who's custom colored theirs, it could be any colors or any designs or anything like that.
All right, so you've seen it there. Oh, okay, my time's up.
That's time. Okay, that was time. You had a lot of information there. I'm surprised that that here you go, you know. I know. I'm sorry that I brought trolls over here because I knew they were going to come over here. I'm not even going to address them because
That's all right. Moderators, you take care of any trolls in the chat, please. Thank you so much. I would appreciate that. Checkmate, whenever you're ready, man, you can go ahead and start your time for your next round, for your rebuttal round, if you want.
So this is going to be 3 minutes, right?
Yes.
Are you ready? Checkmate. Let me know so I can stop the time. Oops. Did he concede all the way?
I don't know. Oh, maybe he's having some technical difficulties here, guys. But
no,
I mean,
he's been having technical difficulties since we lined. So I'm just cracking jokes. So
yeah, I wanted to get into more of the accusations as well into the rematch between the two because that's where all this stuff really started. So, all right, he's backstage. Let's get him back on. Checkmate, y'all good, bro?
Yes, sir.
Let me know when you want to start.
Whenever you're ready, you tell Nika.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to rebut what he said.
All right, and here we go. 3 minutes.
So he said that he had an expert. Now, experts are subjective all the time. Okay, because you'll have an expert who's siding with one person that is going to totally lean things toward their situation. So he didn't necessarily speak on the fact was it a possibility. He showed up as a glove expert. He did not have Wilder's gloves. He did not have Fury's gloves. He merely gave his opinion on what of what Wilder should have done or could have done. Now I want you to play the video that I pasted in the private chat of Mauricio Solomon going on about investigating glove skimming. Can you play that, GFunky?
Hello, my name is Mauricio Sulaiman, Executive Secretary of the WBC. We would like to announce that we have begun an investigation regarding the situation that happened in a female championship fight last weekend in Mexico. The fight was between Juarez and Rigo Togo from Japan, and there was a situation in which the gloves were tampered with. The WBC is gathering all the reports from the supervisors from both camps, and we will have a hearing with Togo's management to have them explain exactly what transpired during that situation of the gloves. Here is the evidence. It is a critical and alarming situation because the so-called skinning of gloves seems that happened for this fight. We are very concerned about this situation, and the WBC is gathering information regarding this happening not only in Mexico but other countries and other arenas. We are
Okay,
very
you can pause. You can stop it.
matter.
Okay. Now, what he did for her, he did not do for Wilder. He never once took Fury's
30
gloves.
seconds.
He never once took Fury's gloves. He never, once looked at the gloves. He never once even honored Wilder an investigation, which we would have been able to get all the evidence. So again, Wilder's accusations and the fact that what everyone saw with that, again, was not even afforded the opportunity for a proper investigation. So again, the possibility that he cheated is still very much alive.
That's time.
All right. Nika, go ahead and start the time.
Ready?
Let me know when it's ready.
I'm ready for you. Here we go.
All right. So maybe he missed the video that I played. I'll play it again for him and for everyone else to hear as well from Ernie Gavion, who was at the glove selection meeting for the first fight.
Had 6 pairs of MX gloves to choose from. He had black and he had green. So he went through the whole gamut, tried them all on. So any issues with the gloves, we had 6 pairs to go through. So he can throw that one out the window.
Were you at the glove selection meeting for those fights or no?
Yes, I was at the glove selection for Fury, but not at the second fight because he used Tappan for that one.
Okay. Yeah. That first fight, did the Wilder team have any objections at all about Fury's gloves, and did they get to look at them?
No, he's an Everlast fighter.
Again, the man was there at the glove selection meeting. He works for Everlast. That's his job. He's an expert. He did speak on Wilder. He spoke on the fact that they both wear the same pair of gloves. Everlast, Wilder wore Power Lock, Fury wore MX, right? I'm going to show you now the fact that everyone is talking about how the glove shouldn't be moving or flopping or bending or whatnot, right? This is directly from Everlast's website on MX Professional Fight Gloves, right? If you go down straight to the middle, it says right there, the premium Mexican leather maximizes flexibility, okay? The reason why the gloves are flexible are for guys to catch and parry shots, right? Here's some of the infamous photos here. Oh, the glove shouldn't be bending that way, right? Well, we see Fury doing that a lot in his fights. And for some reason, it never got brought up by these guys. Look, you see it right there. Bending the glove back against Tom Schwartz. Right here, we see it against Wallin. Right here, we see Canelo with the same MX gloves against Amir Khan, right? These are different gloves. This is Devin Haney wearing Grant gloves. You can see bending back, folded over the same way Fury did. Here's Joseph Parker as well. These things happen all the time. This is not just Tyson Fury. And again, Wilder's team had 0 objections to the gloves. If you had any kind of objection, he would have done like Floyd Mayweather did when he fought Maidana and protested. And you saw what happened there, right? But we're not going to go there into that. We're just talking about this fight. 30 seconds? Oh, okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. And so yeah, I just feel like you're not showing any kind of proof of any kind of cheating in this first fight. I'm going to go ahead and concede my time here. I feel like I've already debunked the first fight. And if there's anything else, actually, wait a minute. The tape, that's another thing. I might have time to talk about it right here, but they say that there shouldn't be tape showing like you see right here, right? Yet we see Fury making a clenched fist with tape showing there. We see him punching Wilder in the face right there with tape showing. And we see Wilder having a fight here with Chris Arreola with tape showing. So I guess Wilder cheated too? I don't know.
That's time.
Okay. All right. I was under the impression you were supposed to, again, the evidence that I showed as far as the video, regards the fact that
Checkmate. Are you starting your time as a rebuttal or?
No, I thought he was supposed to rebut what Solomon, the video, the fact that the skimming, that the investigation, because my statement was all about the fact that Wilder was not afforded.
I rebutted your claim that you said that the glove expert didn't talk about anything with Wilder when he did. He was at the glove selection meeting for the first fight. He gave both the guys their gloves from the manufacturer.
Okay, again, well, what happened before or the selecting had nothing to do with what happened during the fight, because during the fight is when all the shenanigans happen. Now, this is the reason why I played the video of Jose Sulaiman, which
Checkmate, because I feel like you.
Okay,
So I'm starting 3 minutes now.
No. What I want him to do is rebut the fact that this is not my second row yet. I want him to rebut what Jose Sulaiman said. The fact contention, the fact that Wilder never received an investigation the way Sulaiman investigated the Japanese boxer about the glove skimming. Was Wilder afforded a proper?
He was.
Wilder afforded
he chose not to.
All right, so he
how
wants.
can he?
So Checkmate wants you to rebuttal the fact that Sulaiman did not give a proper investigation to Wilder on these claims. So I'm gonna start. Are you okay with me starting 3 minutes again for GFunky Checkmate?
Yes, absolutely, because I want him to rebuttal that fact.
That statement that you made. Okay, so we starting now.
Yes.
3 minutes.
I mean, I've already done it several times, but we'll do it again. All right, no problem. I'll play the video again.
The tape no, not your video. The video that I just showed. I want you to rebut my evidence, not your evidence.
This is how I'm rebutting it with someone who was actually at the glove selection meeting. So,
but no, that's not. But we're not talking about the glove selection meeting. I'm referring to. Let me make again. I'm talking about the fact that Jose Sulaiman. Yes.
Checkmate. GFunky played the video of the experts speaking on, the gloves, and then he also.
But that had nothing to do with Sulaiman.
It does. I'm gonna tell you why. But
that's not rebutting what Sulaiman.
All right, so I'm gonna start the time for GFunky, and then he's going to rebut on what he thinks that you're speaking of, and you cannot interrupt him. Okay.
Right. I don't want to interrupt him, but I want him to strictly stick to what the fact that Sulaiman told Wilder there will be no investigation of Fury's gloves. Sulaiman gave the Japanese boxer, a full investigation on the skimming of those gloves. This is what I want you to rebut. I don't want you to go to the guy from Everlast or whatever. I want you to go to strictly the fact that Fury, Wilder was not given the opportunity.
Start my time, Nika. Start my time, please.
So I'm gonna start the 3 minutes fresh right now. You ready, GFunky?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so first thing is this, right? You played a video from Mauricio Sulaiman talking about a completely different fight, a completely different situation. Again, you have to listen to what Ernie said, right? And then listen to the question that my co-host asked him after. Let's hear it again. We'll hear it one more time for you, okay? I want you to pay attention closely. Listen.
He had 6 pairs of MX gloves to choose from. He had black and he had green. So he went through the whole gamut, tried them all on. So any issues with the gloves, we had 6 pairs to go through. So he can throw that one out the window.
Were you at the glove selection meeting for those fights or no?
Yes, I was at the glove selection for Fury, but not at the second fight because he used Pappin for that one.
Okay, now listen here. Listen to the follow-up question, Checkmate. Listen.
Okay. Yeah. That first fight, did the Wilder team have any objections at all about Fury's gloves, and did they get to look at them?
No, he's an Everlast fighter. Tyson Fury that night.
That's debunks your claim right there. The man and his team had the opportunity to investigate the gloves. If they felt that he cheated, he would have said, take those gloves. I want them investigated. And the commission will take them. The glove inspector that was assigned to Tyson Fury would confiscate the gloves and they would investigate them however Wilder wanted him to. The problem is he never did it. So it has nothing to do with Mauricio Sulaiman. Literally nothing to do with him. If Wilder's team didn't object anything after the fight, it's over. Case is closed. The man has nothing to sit on anymore. The claims are debunked at that point. And again, Mauricio's talking about a completely different fight. So that's my rebuttal to that claim. You can concede my time.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Now again,
So
now
are
I'm gonna
we
take the
starting
rest
a
of his time that he
rebuttal?
conceded.
You're starting a rebuttal, Checkmate, correct?
Yes, he said he conceded the rest of his time, so I was
All right.
gonna
All right.
take
So here
it.
you
The
go.
thing is, it's all about the WBC and what they investigated. This guy was a glove expert. He didn't work for Fury. He didn't work for Wilder. He said, you know, what Wilder didn't do, he wasn't there at the second fight. Again, Wilder asked the WBC Mauricio Solomon to investigate. Mauricio declined to investigate because he said there was nothing to investigate. And if you play that video again, he clearly said that he wanted to investigate glove skimming. So if he was going to do this for the Japanese fighter, then why didn't he not do that for Wilder? It has nothing to do with the glove expert. It has nothing to do with the choosing of the gloves. It had everything to do with the outcome and why Wilder asked for the investigation. So if Wilder's team went to WBC and said, we want you to investigate, and Mauricio Solomon refused to investigate, he did not give Wilder, you know, the proper and due justice the way he did for the Japanese fighter. So you can watch that video again if you like. But what he said was, we're going to do a full investigation. A full investigation, which Wilder requested, was not done. He was not afforded those same opportunities. Now, how much time did I have?
You have 1 minute and 36 seconds.
Okay. Play this video. This did I sent you?
I got it. I'm putting it on right now.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
And what we're gonna do? Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. You can mute the sound on it, but
okay.
Okay, now when you look at that, is this the normal range of motions for a look at the glove? Is that a normal range of motion that a guy is going to use to punch? Or does it look like his glove is altered for the fact that that is not a puncher? Look at that. Okay, so this, I believe this was the first one, but my point is, look, that in itself should have been investigated. Okay, is that a normal punch? Or is that something that appears that his glove is altered?
Are you done conceding or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Starting the time for GFunky. Here we go.
All right, go ahead. Start it. All right. So again, I went over this again, right? And I'll do it one more time, right? And I even showed the examples here. This is exactly what we just saw in the video, right? But I need you to explain this to me in the next rebuttal round. Why do we see that tape, the same amount of tape shown at the bottom of Fury's left hand, right there, and we could clearly see the man has his fist balled up. Clearly, we could see that. In this picture, we can clearly see tape popping out of the bottom of the collar of the glove, and we see the sweat flying off of Wilder's face because he just got punched in the mouth by that same glove. You have to explain this to me, my man, and you're not doing a very good job of it, okay? Now, as far as the flexibility goes, again, I showed it. There it is again. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody brought this up that he was cheating. Nobody brought up that he was cheating in this fight as well, right? Not only that, again, are we going to call Wilder a cheat when we see tape coming out of the bottom of this same glove as well, an Everlast MX glove? We see tape at the bottom. Same thing. Look at both hands. Matter of fact, we see tape coming out of the bottom. I guess the man cheated, right? But he knows all about these gloves. Wilder does, right? Let's take a look here. This is from Everlast. Here is the first look at the custom MX gloves, fight gloves for Deontay Wilder. He'll wear tomorrow night against Malik Scott. These are the same exact gloves that Tyson Fury wore that he said that were altered, that he cheated with. Same thing here. Custom MX gloves for the Bronze Bomber. This stuff is I mean, I just don't understand it. Guys act like they had never seen a guy throw a slapping punch before in a fight. It happens all the time, man. All the time we see it. Now, if you want to say that the referee should have warned him for not slapping because slapping is illegal, then I'm right there with you. but you're claiming something different. You're claiming that the glove was altered. I guess Devin Haney's glove was altered as well. We can see right here where he's clearly slapping Yorioka Gamboa in the face with the glove, and we see the glove is all bent, just like in the video clip that you showed, right? So I think I've made my case pretty clear here in the first fight. We can move on to the second fight, unless you want to go ahead and continue with this thing right here, with people saying that this was knuckles right here, when it's literally impossible to punch somebody with your fist balled up in the collar area of the glove with a full hand wrap on. It is literally impossible. The glove will go flying off into the 10th row. You wouldn't be able to keep it on.
30 seconds.
If you want me to rebuttal anything else on this fight, I have another video as well on that. I'll concede my time.
All right. Let me know when you want to start. Checkmate. And
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm
here
ready.
we go. 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. You see, you're going to other fights, but you are to take away from the fact of Wilder's range of motion. That is not a normal range of motion. Every expert who looked at that said that is not a normal range of motion. Fighters, trainers, media members all said that that was not a normal range of motion. You want to look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney's glove didn't slap. You showed the still picture. I showed you a live video that wasn't a normal range of motion, that clearly showed that he had the glove above so he can actually punch him with bare knuckles that are showing through that. Okay, so you're not addressing that. You're addressing it by showing still pictures. That's not going to get to the point. Now, what I'm going to do, this is I want you to fast forward, play this video. I want you to fast forward to the Fury part in this video.
Do you know the time? Do you want not going to hold the time for you?
I'm going to pause.
Hold the time. Yeah, hold the time.
Pause
Give me a
the time.
second.
Yeah.
This is from your Twitter account? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Let me know when to start the time back, because playing videos does not cut your time, but we're trying to find the video, so we'll pause.
So at what time do you want me to
As
start
soon
it?
as to start at the Fury part,
because I see Fury right away, and it's a 2-minute video.
right, but
so.
it's after Eddie. It's after Eddie and Dylan.
Okay, let me move it. So I see Eddie Hearn by himself. Is that where you want it, or?
Yeah, I want you to go all the way to the Fury part.
Okay, hold on. Let me move it.
When
Then.
Just for future videos, Checkmate, if you can give us a timestamp on where you would like us to start the video, that would be.
I know, but remember, I'm searching while I'm talking to you guys, so it's like
I know.
I don't have the videos that I want. This is not the video that I want, but it's just to show,
Okay, I think I have it.
All right,
I have
okay.
it. So give me a second, and then I'll share my screen. Is this where you want it, Checkmate? Can you see the screen?
Okay, yeah, I see the screen.
Is that fine there? Or you want me to move it forward?
What minute are you at? I mean,
This is at a minute 20
play
seconds.
Okay, press play and see where we at.
About that.
Asbury.
Is that good right there?
Yes.
Okay, resuming time.
Here we go.
He's been accusing Tyson Fury of having rigged gloves. It's a pretty serious accusation that Tyson Fury or any professional athlete would rig their own gloves.
You should be concerned, because I'm sorry to be a dick, but this is your manager's job to protect you. Yeah,
This is Tyson's shit, and these are his bag, his sparring gloves that we were sparring with. As you can see, there's no fucking padding in here, and all the padding's in the back.
Martin Carefruit, he's a farm owner. He told the Daily Mail he was offered to get paid £25,000 to provide a false evidence. He's saying they paid some of the money, but they didn't give him full amount of £25,000. You knew he tested positive at least 36 hours.
You can stop. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so what you showed there, again, this is not my full evidence that were the videos that I made specifically for Wilder Fury, but you saw the clip where he cheated in sparring, where he removed the padding. So if he's going to be able, if he's going to have the mindset to remove padding and sparring, what makes you think he won't have the mindset to do that and cheat in fighting? So that again was proven. And then what they told him is that, oh, they just wanted to boost Fury's confidence. That's the reason why. Okay, so if he's going to cheat with gloves and sparring, he's going to cheat with gloves and fighting. And then, of course, we already know, again, as far as Fury's word, has no credibility. You saw with the Martin Carefoot, offered them $25,000 to lie. Okay, so when you talk about credibility, whether it's drugs, whether it's gloves, whatever the case may be, the possibility remains. It was a strong possibility that Fury cheated with the gloves. From the flapping, from the removing of the padding.
Time.
Okay.
Okay.
GFunky, let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead and start my time, NECA. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Okay, so now again, we're going to listen to a real expert, again, who was there at the fight, who gave Wilder and Fury their gloves. He was there after. There was no objection to anything that Fury had did that night from Wilder's team. So
can I call time?
I'm pausing. What is
pause
it?
My time,
pause. Because I want you to address my information. You keep going
I'm
back
doing it
to
right
the
now.
same expert.
I'm doing it
I want
right
you to
now.
I want you to
Checkmate.
So, okay,
you gotta give me my time. I don't interrupt you. You gotta give me my time.
Wait a minute. Okay. All right. So
I feel like my video is not being addressed.
Okay, so when GFunky is rebuttaling, if you feel like he didn't address the issue that you brought up in the previous round, you need to address that in your following round, because you're stopping GFunky from giving his information, and I don't think that's fair. Just being honest. So let him finish he has 2 minutes and 41 seconds to finish rebuttaling to what you just spoke about. Okay. All right.
Thank you, NECA.
So
Thank you, moderator.
I'm going to, you see, I'll be moderating when I'm moderating. All right. So you have 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and I'm going to resume the time now.
All right. So here's the glove expert speaking on the claim that Fury had his fist in the collared area of the glove. Let's hear what he has to say.
Another reason why we know that that's a knuckle and not the palm of his hand. Because if you've boxed before, then you would know that when you put wraps on, your whole palm is covered. You're not going to see skin. You're going to only see the color of the wrap.
So
the man is literally laughing at these claims, guys. This is ridiculous. But let's listen to some more.
That his whole fist was in the what we call the collar of the glove.
Yes. If you don't mind me just saying this, this
Earl
is
Spence's glove from the Ocampo fight.
See that fight? That glove? That's a real official MX glove from Earl Spence. MX glove, same glove Tyson Fury wore. He's going to give an example.
It's not the one he wore.
Is that an MX?
Yes. It's his third pair. We made a third pair for him. So now,
that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Tyson Fury had his hand like that in the first fight. Yeah,
it's impossible with a full wrap, with a full hand wrap. I have no wraps on, and there's no way you could have tightened it and keep it in what we call the collar. Now with a full hand wrap, with an entire, I think they go through 3 rolls of gauze and then tape.
There you go. Wow, there you go.
Yep.
So and that's an actual official glove that we made.
That right there, my friend, is checkmate. There is no argument that you can make against that. There's no way. It is almost ridiculous to make these kind of claims that the man had his hand in that area that the glove wouldn't be able to stay on. Not only that, the man would have damaged hands if he was punching him with his bare knuckle all night. And we don't hear anything about Fury having any kind of hand issues, man. None. Now you want to bring up other things about sparring and Nicholas Asbury. That has literally nothing to do with this fight.
30 seconds.
Nothing to do with this fight. So the video, quite frankly, that you played is baseless and really pointless. Also, it has nothing to do with this fight. You see, I'm addressing everything that has to do with the first fight, the gloves, the accusations. Everything has clearly been debunked. I'll concede my time.
Okay. All right. So checkmate. This is your rebuttal round. If you would like to,
And I would say this before he goes. I would like to move on to the second fight if he's prepared. If he wants to rebuttal what I just said, he can. But I would like to move on to the second fight.
All right. So Checkmate, let me know when you want to start the time. He
start.
had. I don't know if he addressed what you, if you feel like he addressed the topic that you had in your last statement, but he's giving you what he's giving you with video proof. So I will start the time when you're ready.
Okay. No, he didn't address. Yeah, he didn't address any of it. You crossed the street on it, my man. Because I wanted. This is what you did with the other video with Mauricio Suleiman. You keep saying it's a different fight. It's about affording the same opportunities for investigations that was never presented, that was never done, that was ignored. Okay, so that was Mauricio Suleiman. You never quite dove into that. You keep saying it was a different fight. So
Okay,
then when
I'm
we
gonna
talk
start
about
the
Nicholas,
time, and
I thought
feel
you
like
did
some of
start.
your okay. So I feel like some of your rebuttal is going to be you stating that he did not address your point, but I'll stop the time. Sorry. Here you go.
Okay. All right. So again, with the Mauricio Suleiman regarding the skimming of the gloves, the investigation that was never done by the WBC. That glove expert was not in anyone's corner. He was a person who works with the manufacturer of gloves, which means he had no credibility about what went on after the fight or during the fight. What happened before the fight, that's his own personal prerogative, okay? Because he didn't see the gloves afterwards. He didn't check the gloves afterwards. Nobody checked the gloves afterwards, okay? So Jose Suleiman, what he said with the Japanese fighter is, hey, we're going to do a full investigation. That full investigation, which Wilder teams asked for, was never done. Now to the Nicholas Asbury. Okay, you keep saying that has nothing to do with it. He showed the opportunity for the fact that if the opportunity is given, that Fury will cheat. You're dismissing it like, oh, that's just sparring. No, it's not just sparring. It's the character of the man. Okay, it's the believability of the man. It's the fact that will this man cheat? Absolutely. Why? Because they showed it in sparring where he had removed padding. So if you want to ignore that and say that Fury will not tamper with the gloves, then you can't ignore that. You have to address that, and that's what I want you to address. I would like you to take the full time to address Nicholas Asbury claims, okay, about the pad removing. I don't want you to go back to your glove expert. I want you to go back to a real live Fury situation of removing the gloves, and the fact that that is a complete possibility that happened with Wilder. And I could see my time.
How much of his time do I get?
He had. Oh, I'll stop this. Sorry, he had like a minute, almost a minute and a half time.
Okay, that's cool. That's all I need.
So you want a minute and a half? You don't want.
No, I'll
minutes?
take his time plus mine if
Okay,
that's
so
possible.
that's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Hold on. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. All right, and we're starting.
All right. I mean, I really don't know what else I need to put out there to maybe Checkmate is having a hearing problem or an understanding problem. But literally, the glove expert was there. He's the rep for Everlast. Fury and Wilder both used Everlast gloves that night. They used different makes, right? Wilder used Power Lock, which is an all foam glove. Fury wore an MX glove, which is a combination of foam and horsehair with a soft leather so that it can be flexible. I read that from the website, right? I addressed your claims about him not getting a chance to an appeal or anything like that. He had his chance. He chose not to. The man was there. Okay? The man was right there. There was zero objections from Wilder's team. That debunks anything you talk about with Mauricio Suleiman investigating or not giving Wilder an investigation. The man chose not to investigate after the fight. That's no anybody else's fault but Wilder's fault. Okay. Now, I just like I said, I really don't know what else I need to put out there. The man explained everything. He explained how you can't have your fist in the wrist area with a full hand wrap on. It's impossible. Everybody would have noticed it. It wouldn't have just been noticed 2 years after the first fight because that's when all this stuff came to light. Nobody said anything about Fury's gloves being tampered with after the fight was over when it took place in 2018. It wasn't until February of 2020 after the rematch when Wilder got stopped. That's when the excuses happened. And that's when they started to come up with all these things. When I showed you clear evidence of the same amount of tape showing on the outside of the left hand with his flinch clinched and with it punching Wilder in the face. You have nothing left. There's nothing left for me to say here. It's been clearly debunked. Clearly. And I mean, you keep saying that you don't, that I'm not doing it. It's pretty clear to me. I think it's pretty clear to the audience. And again, you keep bringing up Nicholas Asbury. That has nothing to do with this fight. If you want to keep bringing him up, then why didn't Wilder use Nicholas Asbury as someone to say, hey, look, this guy's cheating. We need to do this. We need to check the gloves more and more. None of that happened in the rematch. None of it. So again, these things have nothing to do with Fury versus Wilder 1. I'm ready to move on to the second fight because there's more accusations, more crazy accusations in that fight. I feel like you've been thoroughly debunked, my man. I'll concede my time.
Okay. So 3 minutes. Back to 3 minutes we go.
Are you ready to move on, or you want to keep talking on the first fight, Checkmate?
No, I'm going to, since I believe you're like evading my questions. So what I'm going to do, you totally dismissed Nicholas Asbury accusations of Fury removing
nothing to do with the fight. That's why.
But again, that expert who with gloves, who didn't check the gloves after the fight, had nothing to do with it either.
I'm gonna start time, Checkmate, because you're starting to make a point. So starting now.
Okay, so you can play this video starting at it should start at the, let's see, 1 second. Remember, guys, I don't have my video, so I'm doing this on the fly.
All right, so I'm gonna pause time until you get the video.
Yeah, stop his time. Yeah.
Stop his time. You have 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay, so
what do you want me to move to?
At the 10-minute 07 mark.
All right, I'll go a little bit before. Just give me 1 second.
I would just like to thank everybody for tuning in to the chat. In the chat, we appreciate your input in the chats. You know?
Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna hit play now, Nika.
Starting.
Here we go.
And then if I was to hook and land there, then the rest of the glove does come back a good way. Okay, so when it connected with on the particular bit of footage, connected with Wilder's face, but that bit sort of flopped right way back. As you can see, it can be done in that position. But I would stress that's not my fist in there balled up. That is with my hands still in place. Tyson Fury's fingers would still be in place. He's got them open. So he's hitting, he's slapping. With that particular shot, he's slapping. So it's two things, really. He's got extra reach because he's got more there, albeit with that extra reach, he's not going to get a nice solid jab because his knuckles are further back. They're not in the knuckle area. So that's the disadvantage, I would say. Also, with a hook, a normal hook, he's not going to get a great normal hook. The only hook really that's going to hurt is the one where there's no padding on the face of that glove, comes through like that, and that was what was seen in the footage. But the key thing is that whenever you look, and this may be that he could slip his hand in a little bit and out a little bit, but if that tape is showing, that indicates to me that that is actually a little bit too high. Okay, so if it was normal like that, that's still quite tight, but with a little tug, I can get to that stage where you've got this bulge here, and that's where you can get that very unusual sort of flexing in a very soft glove. Remember, this glove, even though it's a soft glove, is not as soft as the Everlast MX he was using. Everlast MX got probably half the padding in of that. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking about this. fight number one, the conclusion to fight number one was a draw. Okay, let's not forget that. I thought that Tyson Fury won, but it was a draw on the scorecards. He was knocked down a couple of times and did very well to get up. Got a lot of credit for getting up, and rightly so. I think that Fury's left glove wasn't on properly. I think it was a little slid like that, and that was giving him a little bit extra reach on his jab to keep Wilder away, and the ability to land sort of a left hook, which is essentially a slap with the heel of his hand, an illegal blow. All right. The key for me is whenever you look at any of the footage, you can see that left hand. Even when he's lying spark out on the floor at the count of 5, you can see that left hand. You can see the tape on there. You cannot see the tape on the right glove, and the right glove was the one he was really using to dig in. So from fight number one, do I think that there was something wrong with Tyson Fury's left hand and left glove? I don't think there was anything wrong with.
All right.
But he was just about to. Okay, well, one thing you heard is that
All right, so
he said that it was an illegal blow.
I'm going to start your time. Checkmate. Hold on. There you go.
Okay, one thing he said is that was indeed an illegal blow by removing the glove up and allowing him to hit with that part of the hand. Okay, this is what everyone see. This is the reason why it's slapping. So you showed the glove expert. I showed the glove expert who actually is a Fury fan that said Fury cheated. Okay, so and I could see that time.
Okay, guys in the chat, please let's not be disrespectful to anybody in the chat. All right, if you disagree with someone's take, just disagree with them. No personal insults. Okay, everyone is here is subscribed to me. And let's just keep it professional in the chat. Okay, guys. I would like to move on. I feel like all this has already been addressed thoroughly, and it's all been debunked. I showed you the man had his fist balled up with the same amount of tape showing, punching with the same amount of tape showing. I feel like it's a dead horse at this point. So are you ready to move on to the second fight, Checkmate?
But you didn't respond to the glove expert who said that was an illegal blow. So
I've already said that.
Okay.
Let me go. I'll go.
Okay. When someone's making a point, stating their argument, when someone's rebuttaling, if you feel like they didn't make that point, they just didn't make that point for you. Like they didn't rebuttal. You can't stop them and say, hey, you didn't respond to this. You just got to go on to your next point. Or in your rebuttal, say, hey, you didn't respond to this, but you can't stop him in his rebuttal or.
Okay, but his rebuttal is supposed to be based on the evidence that I present, not on his opinion about something, something else. So if I'm showing
if you feel like he didn't do it and maybe he felt like he's doing, that's just what it is.
Okay, well. Let's pause it here again. If I take the time to show evidence, I want you to discuss the evidence, just like I discussed the evidence that you present. When you just cross the street and say, well, I think we've already addressed that, you did not address this British expert who's saying that Tyson Fury, who's a Fury fan who thought Fury won, said that Tyson hand was an illegal blow.
Okay,
so I want you to address that.
You might feel like he didn't address it.
He didn't address it at all. He said he wasn't going to address it.
But maybe he felt like
no. I already addressed it.
I don't feel like we should use time to argue about him not
we could go back, guys, when this is done. You can go back to the beginning where I clearly said if he wants to claim that Fury hit him with an illegal punch, I'm right there with you. I clearly said that in the second rebuttal. So you keep saying that I didn't address that. I did address that. Slapping is illegal. I already said that. But that's not the case here. We're talking about tampered gloves is what we're talking about with this case. And I clearly showed evidence that the man had tape showing while he was slapping and while he was punching. There was no movement.
So this debate is definitely you are on your side, GFunky, and you are on your side, Checkmate. So I feel like whatever GFunky says, you're not gonna feel like he's addressing whatever your argument is. So I don't feel like we should waste time on.
Yeah, I said we move on to the next fight.
So either move to the next subject, or if you want to use your rebuttal time to say you didn't address this and this is why, and you got to use your time for that. That's just it has in mind. So I'm gonna start your time, Checkmate, and then if you want to use your time to argue that he didn't address your argument in his rebuttal, then do so. All right.
How about we do this then? We do the cross exam. Checkmate.
All
You
right. So
get
the
30
cross exam
seconds.
is 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do
4 minutes
30
only. Oh.
30 seconds to ask your question, and then the person answering gets 2 minutes to
2 minutes.
answer.
Okay, so 30 seconds.
So go ahead, Checkmate. You can go first.
Wait.
Okay, again.
30 seconds to ask your question. Hold on. 30 seconds, and then 2 minutes to respond to the question. All right, so here you go, Checkmate.
Okay. Again, if I present something, I want you to address that just like I addressed everything that you present. Because when you ignore it and go on,
Pause. I just said that if you can argue all day, and you might, and then GFunky replies, and you in your head, you're not gonna feel like he is responding to what your argument is, and that's just that's just what it is. If you don't feel like he responded to it, I mean, he could probably argue till his face is blue. You're not gonna agree that he responded to what you said, and maybe he felt like he did. So I don't feel like you should waste your time on arguing the point that he did not respond to your argument. And right now you have 30 seconds to ask a question so he can rebuttal, or it's your cross-examination so he can respond in 2 minutes. So you have 30 seconds.
Did the British glove Did the British glove expert say that while Fury, do you acknowledge the British glove expert said that Fury cheated with moving the gloves up and also using illegal punches?
All right, so time, right?
Yes.
All right, so you have 2 minutes to respond to the question that he just asked you, Funky. Now, before we move on, if he answers this question and then you feel like he didn't answer your question, you just gotta.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
You just gotta check it up that he didn't answer your question the way he wants. That's just how the punches roll. All right, here we go. GFunky.
Okay. First off, I don't even know if that's a glove expert or not. You haven't provided any evidence. Anybody knows who's been in the business knows Ernesto Gavion is the glove expert for Everlast. He was the glove expert that was at the glove selection meeting where both guys and their teams get to examine each other's gloves. There was 0 issues. 0. Not only that, I went over the fact, I showed pictures. Once again, you have yet to acknowledge this, Checkmate. Why are we still seeing tape on that left hand when we see him clearly have his hand balled in a fist? We clearly see him punching Wilder in the face right here with the same tape showing. You are the one that is not rebuttaling any kind of evidence that I've provided here. Any kind. Now, your guy, you're going to have to provide some evidence that he's a glove expert because we don't know that. I want to know who he works for and whatnot. And matter of fact, he's using different gloves than Tyson Fury was using. So that's my answer to that.
Are you done with your time?
Yes.
Okay. So, are you gonna ask a question now?
Yes, my turn.
For 30 seconds. Okay.
Hold on. Let me just.
You have 2 minutes to respond. Checkmate. He asks his question. He has 30 seconds to ask you a question. Checkmate, and then you have 2 minutes to respond. Checkmate. Are we understanding on this or no?
Yeah, I'm ready.
30 seconds starts now.
Okay, so if tape is showing, then I guess I want you to address this. Did Wilder cheat against Chris Arreola when we clearly see tape on both hands, both arms, both fists? And again, address these images here where Fury's balled up his fist and punching Wilder in the face with the same amount of tape. That's my question.
All right. Let me start. So you have 2 minutes to respond, Checkmate, and the time starts now.
Okay, your question's about Wilder's tape. If Wilder's tape was showing the same on both arms, then they were both the same. No one ever questioned was Wilder a cheat or not. All the questioning is whether Fury is a cheat. So this glove expert, which you said you don't know anything about, well, guess what? The name of his channel is the #1 boxing equipment review channel. on YouTube. That's the name of his channel. That's what he does. He reviews boxing equipment. So instead of you answering and acknowledging what he said was accurate or false, you said, well, I don't know who the guy is, so you spent your time questioning who he is instead of questioning what he said, instead of questioning what he showed, instead of questioning the fact that he actually said that even though he's a Fury fan, that Fury cheated with his glove and with illegal blows. Okay, I need you to address that specifically, because if not, all you're doing is feature dumping your information, and you're not even acknowledging anything that I'm presenting. And I feel like we're not even converging. It's like we're going in opposite paths. So I really need you to address what this British guy said, whether it was Nike that said it, whether it was GFunky that said it, whether it was anybody who said it. If they present evidence, why do they have to be an expert to present evidence that you can see with your own eyes? So I need you to address what the guy said, not his credentials, but what you saw on that video, unless you need the video to play again so you can get a refresher in your mind.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, well, again, in my 30 seconds, I want you to address what the British guy said, not who he is or not who he worked for. I want you to address what he said, what you saw with your eyes.
Okay, I'm ready.
So it's 2 minutes. Oh, okay, and so let's not bring the moderator into questions. You
know what I'm saying. I was just saying that I could have said Joe Blow. I would just you know what I'm saying.
Let's not use Nike, because then you're gonna say that you got jumped on here. I don't want none of that. The moderator is not to be used.
It could have been Mickey Mouse.
No,
if
but
Mickey Mouse
the moderator
evidence,
is not to be used in arguments. Okay. All right. So 2 minutes starts now. GFunky.
All right. You said, first off, you made a false claim. You said the man was a glove expert, and then in your rebuttal, just a few seconds ago, you said he's a guy that reviews equipment. There's a difference between someone that reviews equipment and someone that's an expert in the field. I have the interview up on my channel. Ernie literally told us the anatomy of the glove, what kind of leather, what goes inside of it, all of that stuff. That's a real glove expert. That's a real expert, man. Your guy is just someone that reviews equipment. This argument should be thrown out. If this is a court, you'd be thrown out of court right now. Checkmate. This is awful. This is awful, my man. I'm sorry. My guy is certified through Everlast. Everybody knows who he is in the business. And if you don't know who he is, Google the man. You can follow him on Twitter. He's a real glove expert, not someone that just has a YouTube channel that reviews equipment. I think this is done. I think you've been checkmated a long time ago. I think this is done, and I'm ready to move on to the second fight.
All right, so that's time. Okay. So wait, you have 30 seconds to ask him a question, right? Hold on.
All right. So here, start my 30 seconds now.
Boom.
Okay. You earlier said that Suleiman refused Wilder an investigation. I want proof of that in your answer. I want you to show some kind of proof, some kind of source, some sort of article, something like that, to prove that he refused to give Wilder an investigation after the fight. That's what I want.
Last time. All right, so 2 minutes for checkmate. And we start right now.
Okay, I told you before we even started, even a couple of days ago, that all the videos that I made, which included that, I do not have at my disposal. Can I find it? Absolutely, I can get it, because I actually had that clip of Suleiman saying that he will not investigate Fury. Okay. Now, secondly, you know, if I'm presenting evidence, it's not about your opinion of what's dismissive. If I ask you a specific question, it's not about move on. I will never tell you to move on. If you present a question to me, I will answer to the best of my ability. I will not try to tear the person down who's presenting it, whether it's Mickey Mouse. Okay, it does not matter. So whether you know the guy or not doesn't matter. I don't know the MX guy that you showed on your channel. I don't know anything about him. First time I ever seen him. Okay, so therefore, if this is the first time you ever saw this guy, it doesn't matter who he is. It's the fact that his show. I just pulled this video up while we were talking, and he said he's a #1 boxing equipment review channel. Regardless of what his qualifications are, he said himself that, again, based on the evidence presented, that Fury used illegal blows and he put his gloves in illegal positions. Okay, so it's not about dismissing and saying what's checkmated or not. I want you to answer and respond to what that gentleman said. Okay, if you know, and that's it. But you, every time I present something, you dismiss it. Oh, who cares what Martin Carefoot said? Who cares what you know, what the guy in sparring said? No, you're checkmated because my guy said this. I don't care about your guy because I don't know your guy. If your guy says something and they said something that's is valid, I'm going to validate it. I need you to validate the information that I present, not who they're from, not who they belong to, not corporation they work for. Present the evidence, because GFunky, you don't work for a glove expert. You know, you're a YouTuber and Twitter guy, and I will respond to you.
That's time. All right, so Checkmate, you have 30 seconds to ask the question that you would like GFunky to respond within 2 minutes of. Okay, and the time starts now.
Be honest with you, I can't ask him anything because he's refusing to respond to anything that I present. Like I said, I feel like anything that I'm presenting, he's dismissing based on if he knows the person, based on what someone else said, instead of, you know, focusing on the information I present. So if you're not going to focus on information that I present, then what are we discussing? Because if I present something, that should be the focus of that. That should be the focus of your rebuttal. But you ignoring that and crossing the street on everything that I present.
Time. All right. So the purpose of this debate and stuff is for one to ask a question and you want the person to respond and make an argument for it. Okay. So I feel, this is just the moderator speaking, just because you feel like he didn't respond to your question in an adequate, response, that doesn't mean that he didn't, because GFunky can feel like he did. So what we want to do is ask questions and then just give an answer. If that answer is not sufficient in your opinion, then that's just what it is. We're gonna move on. So what was your question? Okay, so GFunky, do you feel like he had a question in this 30 seconds that you can respond to, so I can start the 2 minutes?
Yeah, start the time. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So let me do 2 minutes, because if we can't keep arguing about if you feel like he didn't answer your question, because
we should move on.
That's really up for debate if you feel like he didn't answer your question, because
I don't feel like any of my questions were answered. So therefore, it's like I don't see the point.
Okay, start my time.
There's no motivation.
I'm gonna start GFunky's time, because it's really just up to like your interpretation or like your feeling of what he answered, because there might be people in the chat that feel like he didn't answer your question and then just might not been sufficient enough for you. So I'm gonna give GFunky his 2 minutes so he can respond to the question that he feels like he did hear, and he has 2 minutes to do so, and the time starts now.
Okay, I don't know how many times I've shown these pictures right here. That's literally addressing what the man said. The man said that he slipped his hand in and out, right? Well, I see a solid punch landing on Wilder's face right there with tape showing. We could see the sweat flying off the man's face. Okay, that's addressed already. And here we see him making a fist with the same amount of tape showing. It's already been addressed, my man. I don't know how many times I have to address it. Now, again, you want to go off of the word of someone who is not an expert in the field. Okay, I'm going off of a guy that's certified through Everlast, that knows the anatomy of a glove, not just someone that reviews equipment. There's a big difference, man. I don't think you clearly understand that yet. Okay, I'm bringing guys that work in gloves and know what they're made of, what type of leather, what type of padding, what type of horsehair, how it goes inside of the glove, all of that. Your guy is just someone that reviews equipment. There's a big difference, my man. And I think that it's time for us to move on, because this has become a dead horse. Your questions have been addressed numerous times. You're just refusing to accept the answer, and that's fine. That's your prerogative.
Time, Checkmate. GFunky.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to the rematch.
30 seconds to ask Checkmate whatever it is that you feel like you want him to address. And the time.
I feel like we should go to the next fight make our cases for the next fight? Because there was claims of cheating in that fight as well. If he's ready to move on, I'm ready to move on as well.
Checkmate, are you ready to move on to the next subject? Because I feel like whatever GFunky says is not going to be sufficient enough. So we have to move on, because we'll be beating this dead horse that's been beat down to the ground for years.
Well,
this horse is tired.
The horse is tired. I don't have the evidence that the videos I made, and I feel like GFunky is not responding. He's tearing down the presenter instead of responding to the information that was presented.
I showed you the man punched Wilder in the face with the tape showing.
No, what you showed me
that debunks the man's claim that he said that he didn't have his hand in the proper area.
So thank you. We're finally getting to something. You're debunking. Wait. You're finally to get into something. Finally, you said you're debunking everything the man said. Am I correct? You basically debunked everything that
several
got,
times.
So okay, there we go. So you don't believe anything that expert said. You don't believe anything that guy who has the experience.
You keep calling him an expert, but you have yet to provide the evidence that he's an expert. So you can't make those kind of claims.
Well, you can't make the Everlast guy can't make the claim when he didn't review the gloves afterwards.
Hello, sir. We're gonna stop. When I do this, that means come on now. Let's follow instructions. All right. So we can either move on to the next subject, or GFunky, you can use these 30 seconds to ask a question that will, like, you guys look like you were having a nice debate in this last exchange. So do you want to use the 30 seconds to ask him a question so that Checkmate can reply within 2 minutes? But we're not gonna use no time to go at it, like, out of the allotted time that's given.
Yeah, I'll ask one more question, I guess. But I'm very ready to move on to the next fight if he's ready to move on, because
are you ready to move on, Checkmate?
Moving on.
All right.
So GFunky, you're going to use this 30 seconds to ask a question for the next subject on the next fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time is going to start now. Yeah.
All right. So second fight, we have more accusations of cheating, right? Fury's gloves look caved in certain moments of the fight. The claims that the padding was removed, right? Yet we have other images of the same glove where it looks perfectly fine. So I'll ask you, Checkmate, how on earth do we have one image looking like there's something missing and then one image looking like there's something there? I want that question addressed.
Okay.
And that's time. So wait, you got 2 minutes. Checkmate. Let me do 2 minutes, and the time starts now.
Okay. Did you clearly see the knuckle prints in Fury's gloves? Did you clearly see that? So if you can clearly see that, it shows there was no padding because he was able to move the padding to the back of the fist, which the expert and many people have said, then that's what you saw. If he's taking the opportunity to, shift or whatever he's doing, then that's what showed. You can't automatically say, oh, well, it looks like it's nothing wrong here, but it looks like it's something wrong there. You've automatically admitted that there was something wrong there. Okay, everybody saw that. That's not a normal reaction from a boxing glove, just so you can see the fists showing through. That's more evidence of Fury cheating. And again, it's more evidence that needed the gloves to be examined and have a full investigation by the WBC, which Mauricio Solomon refused to investigate. Okay, so you're giving me your opinion, but you don't want to take the opinions of other people or videos I showed, but it's based on your opinion now. But anybody else, if I show a video, you're going to dismiss it as though we don't know who he is. We don't know what companies work for. Well, as far as I know, my brother GFunky, you don't work for MX or Everlast either. Am I correct? So if you don't work for those, then how are you going to say, well, hey, this is a normal reaction from a glove? The fact is, it's a strong possibility Fury cheated, but you refuse to look at the evidence because it's based on your perception of who's presenting the evidence. If it's somebody working at Walmart who just happen to have a love and passion for it, you're going to ignore it because they don't work for Everlast, and they're not a part of this. So, you know, I don't know what more I can do here. I'm presenting evidence, and there's no motivation to present any more evidence because you're just going to dismiss it based on who's presenting it. Time.
And that was right on time. Checkmate. All right, so Checkmate. You have 30 seconds to ask him a direct question, so he can have 2 minutes to respond. All right. All right. So you have 30 seconds, and the time starts now.
Is it normal for fist prints to show through boxing gloves during a boxing event?
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna. That's the question. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some images.
That's my question.
All right.
So all right, give me a second, Nika.
Yeah. Let me know when you need me to start the time.
I'm just gathering some images.
Looking that up. Want to thank everybody in the chat for tuning in to this subject that has been beaten to the ground. I don't even know why we're still talking about this.
I don't know either. He wanted to have it, so
I'm ready. I'm ready.
This is not my debate format, HLD. You know what? But this is a little bit more organized, I feel, because when I had people on my channel doing the debate, they didn't listen. First of all, I was muting them, and they were unmuting themselves. So this is, you know, I have 2 people here who listen, and they're not going against what I'm doing, because I literally would be muting people while they were going at it, and they would unmute themselves, and you know. So yeah, this is. I guess it just depends on who you have on your on your platform as a debaters, because some people listen and some people unmute themselves and keep going at it. Are you ready for your time, GFunky? Let me know.
Yes, I am. I'm ready.
All right, and the time starts now.
Okay, so you said, is it normal to see knuckles on a glove, right? A fighter's knuckles. Well, you're automatically wrong, my man, because we could clearly see right here Tyson Fury's knuckles are covered with gauze and tape. You can't see the man's knuckles. They're covered with literally rolls of gauze and rolls of tape. So you've automatically disqualified yourself by making that claim. That's absurd, to be quite honest with you. The image you're talking about is right here, right? And then we see the second image, the same area. The glove looks normal. Why is that? Maybe because in this image, we see the man has his hand trapped in between Wilder's bicep and his forearm, and the glove got wrinkled because of that. That's what happened there. Okay. And not to mention, I mean, I could gather all kind of images that look like quote unquote knuckles showing through gloves. Look at Anthony Joshua right here. Look at the top of his glove. It looks like some knuckles right there, doesn't it? Look at Jermell Charlo right here. That glove looks all folded in the middle in the knuckle area. I mean, look, it looks completely different from the other one. Images can deceive you, my man. Angles, lighting, all of that stuff. It's impossible for the man to remove padding from the glove during the fight and then put it back in. We see all these images that they claim, right, that look like there's padding missing, but then we see other images like this. Look, they claim that that's all. Look, there's something wrong, something's missing there, right? But right here we see it looks normal. So again, I'll just go ahead and concede and ask my question then.
Okay, so all right, so 30 seconds for your question. Starts now.
All right, Checkmate. I need you to address what I just said about how could we see one image look like there's padding missing, and then another image, it looks like there's padding to the bone in there. I need that answered.
Okay. So let me give Checkmate his 2 minutes, which starts now.
Okay, you showed Fury's hand knuckles prints, which were very extreme, and then you showed Jermell Charlo, and I believe you showed Joshua, which if you put them side by side, all 3 gloves together, you can clearly see there was something abnormal about Fury's gloves. And then you're going to say, well, there was lighting, there was angles. No, it had nothing to do with that. The fact of the matter is, you showed your own evidence prove that Fury removed padding to show again his knuckles. There was no extra glove showing. That was clearly knuckles, and you want to dismiss it. You showed it for a quick second, and then you put it out of the way. No, you can't do that, because if you put that same image up next to Charlo and next to the Joshua image you showed, you would clearly see the difference. And I would like you to do that. If you could take the time to do that, please. I would like you to or send me the images, and I'll put them all on one thing and show them all next to each other, and you would clearly see the difference. Don't dismiss that from a man who says that, that the doctor said that there was something, some type of egg weight or something, that protruded his skull, and you can clearly see with his knuckles showing what was possibly in there, whether it was knuckles, whether it was egg weights, whatever it was, whether it was just bare knuckle fists. Okay, it doesn't matter. If you've seen bare knuckle boxing, what happens when you see bare knuckle boxing? Okay, bare knuckle boxing, you see faces destroyed by look like the slightest punches. Okay, so the fact is, the evidence show that Fury not only cheated in sparring, not only cheated with drugs, but he's also cheated in his fights with Wilder. So you saying that it was lighting, that's irrelevant. What your perception is, oh, that's lighting. Because if you can find another one like that,
that's time. So Checkmate, you have 30 seconds to specifically ask the question that you would like GFunky to respond to, and the time starts now.
Okay. You said that glove that what Fury showed with his fist was just nearly angles and lighting. I would like you present another fighter with gloves with the angles and lightings. Okay, because the thing about it is you want. Okay,
I did that
I would
already.
like you present another one. No, well, it
But
wasn't.
wait.
Fury.
Pause the
I did that already.
Pause the time. Wait.
Did I not do that already, though, moderator?
GFunky.
No, it wasn't to the extreme, sir.
GFunky, you cannot interrupt his question. Checkmate, you have 11 seconds to finish your question.
I want you to show another extreme example of fists showing through the gloves, as you did Fury, which you claimed that was lighting and angles.
And that's time. So GFunky, you have 2 minutes to rebuttal this question, even if you felt like you answered it.
Okay.
Reiterate it, and
yeah, I'll do it again.
And the time starts now.
All right, I'll do it again. I already showed this image here. Does that not look like knuckles across the top? Does this not look like knuckles across the top? I mean, come on, what are we doing here? And again, those can't be knuckles, because we see fighters all the time have their hands wrapped with multiple rolls of gauze and tape. This is literally insane, the claim. This is literally insane. I want you to pause my time, because I'm going to get a video here.
Pause. Okay, pause the time.
I'm going to get a video.
Please let me know when you're ready to resume your time.
Okay. I'm going to grab this video real quick.
I just want to lay out like an unwritten rule. If somebody asks a question during the time, they don't really want you to answer it during their time. You have to answer it during your rebuttal time.
Okay. I'm ready.
Start time, and we're going to resume now.
Okay. So once again, I go back to an expert in the field, right? Because he said, you're not an expert. You don't work for Everlast. You're 100% right. I don't. That's why I went and got someone that does, and that is an expert in the field to answer these questions. So here's the answer to the images that you claim of Fury knuckles showing. Let's listen to it.
This is the photo that these guys have ran with right here. They say, well, look, you can see his knuckles and there's no padding there. But then.
No, that's not true. That's the kind of the bend of the glove, because there's a concave area where the knuckle area is in a lot of gloves. And that's just kind of the way the leather stretches across the top. So like that.
Oh, glove getting destroyed right now. Like,
not only did he debunk the claim, but then he showed a real professional glove with the same concave that you see on Fury's gloves. This is insanity, guys. And then you make claims of egg weights. Now I'm going to ask that question when it's my turn.
30 seconds. You have 30
I've already showed. Let me show once again, just in case he might forget again. Look, this is another image that looks like knuckles through the gloves. Same thing here, but we know it's not knuckles because we know fighters have multiple layers of gauze and tape covering their knuckles. Why? So they don't break their hands. That's why. I concede my time, and I'm ready to ask a question.
All right, so you have 30 30 seconds, and the time starts now.
Okay, you said that he had some sort of egg weight and hit Wilder in the head with an egg weight. I want to know what substantial evidence you have of that right now.
Okay, that's your time.
Yes.
Okay, so Checkmate, you have 2 minutes to respond to that question, and the time starts now. Checkmate. Check.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I never said. I said this is what Wilder said. Wilder said egg weights. What I said is a possibility. Whatever that man said, whether it was raw knuckles or whether it was egg weights, whether it was something, it was clearly because of the illegal gloves that Fury used. Okay. Not once have I ever said anything what Fury used. What I said was the possibility of him using anything because he's a cheater, because he has no credibility, because he's been lying throughout his entire career and cheating throughout his entire career. Okay, so when you talk about credibility, when you talk about a grown man who is and 43 wins, has 42 knockouts, he's been hit before, and what he was hit for, Fury wasn't known as a knockout puncher. So if he's going to say that he felt something that was not normal, then who are we to say that this man is lying? When you see a dent in this man's head, can you show me another fighter that has put a dent in another man's hand that wasn't using anything illegal? When you look at Margarito, you people keep saying, "Oh, we got these glove experts." Why didn't those glove experts catch Margarito cheating with the cast for years? Okay, so it took Shane Mosley to catch, I think it was Cotto, excuse me. It took Cotto to catch Margarito cheating. All of a sudden, people to wise up to the fact that people cheat in a myriad of ways. So you didn't question his other wins, but now after he won, now everybody questioned because now he's a bona fide cheater. Now, again, Fury's a bona fide cheater, and all I'm saying is Wilder has the right to have a full investigation that the WBC denied. That's it.
Okay, so Checkmate. You have 30 seconds to ask a specific question that you would like GFunky to respond to, and the time starts now.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I said it starts
Okay. Okay. GFunky, my question to you: has Fury lied and cheated in the past with gloves, whether sparring or in fights? Well, has Fury lied and cheated with gloves and sparring in fights? Have Fury lied and cheated when it comes to steroids in the past? That's my question.
Okay. I was right on time. So, GFunky, you have 2 minutes to answer the question, and the time starts now.
Okay, that's an obvious, that's a rhetorical question. Number one, we all know that he had a glove malfunction against Christian Hammer that was fixed immediately once they discovered it. Okay, we all know that the man tested positive for a performance enhancer. It's a rhetorical question. I really don't know what it has to do with this fight. I'm asking you specifics on this fight. You're making claims and you're not backing them up. You said the man had a dent in the skull. I have yet to see any evidence of that. Yet to see any kind of evidence of that. You keep saying that he removed padding. I have yet to see any evidence of that from you, Checkmate. You keep going to these other things that have nothing to do. All this stuff happened prior to the first fight. The glove malfunction, the PEDs, all that happened before the first fight. Yet it was not brought up not once until he got knocked out and his ass kicked in the rematch. I think it's all sour grapes and it's all BS. But that's my answer to the question. It's a rhetorical question.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds to ask Mr. Checkmate the Boxing what you would like him to answer, and time starts now.
Okay, I want to know how he snuck an egg weight in when JD's is right there watching him get gloved up. Not only that, the man was asked post-fight of Deontay's injuries. Listen.
Anyone else right here?
Jay, what is the extent of Deontay's injuries, if any?
He had a small cut inside the ear, may have affected his equilibrium, and so he's just going to get a couple of stitches there. That's really the extent of it. it was a tough, grueling fight with a tough, grueling fighter. And
Sir, that's time.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
address that. Why the dent wasn't found post fight?
Okay, and Checkmate, you can start now.
So you're asking, so your question is JD's, why wasn't it addressed post-fight? So you're saying right after a fight, not after hospital examination, not after a full opportunity and a full exam, but you're asking what JD says. He's not a doctor. He's not an expert. He didn't do an examination on Wilder. So you're asking him, it's like, this is it. Aha, this is the I got you moment. No, it's not a got you moment. JD's a horrible trainer. He's you know what I mean? So he has nothing to do with any type of medical examination. It was Wilder who said that the doctor told him about the dent. Wilder the one who said that, you know, he had the medical examination and the doctor said it was caused from something that was blunt, a blunt force object. Okay, so I don't know if you apparently you don't believe Wilder, but you believe JD's. Make that make sense. Okay. Again, my questions to whether it was egg weights, whether it was full-blown knuckles, whether it was cheating in general by Fury, is the fact that, hey, to draw attention to the fact, is it possible that cheating was that Fury was cheating? And 100% proves that Fury has the penchant to cheat, that Fury has cheated in the past and he's going to cheat in the future. And it's quite evident to me that he cheated during Wilder Fury fights, or we wouldn't be talking about it today. What'd you say?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay. So you saying, oh, you know, you when I ask you a question, you're saying it's rhetorical. No, it's not rhetorical, because everyone may not know what you know. It's only rhetorical in your mind, because when someone presents this evidence, it's not rhetorical. He's cheated. He cheated and took the gloves out of the padding with a sparring partner, which you have not fully addressed. That shows that he is capable of cheating, period.
All right, that was time. So do you have another question for GFunky? If so, I can start the time at 30 seconds.
Okay, my question for GFunky
starts now.
Okay, with the accusations of cheating, would you agree that the fact that Mauricio Solomon refused to investigate Fury's gloves, to investigate Wilder's accusation that he caused him a disservice, where he again investigating the gloves from his own the Mexican fighter? In fact, I would like you to play that again. I want to refresh his memory. Can you play that first video, please?
No, I recall the memory. I recall the video.
Okay, so are you ready to start your response? If so, the time.
I thought I had the right to play the video.
Well, your time was up.
You have 30 seconds to ask the question.
But okay, I'm so confused about the format, because he was playing video after video and pausing on his time.
Yeah, he
play the
used
video.
it. No, to find he paused the time to find the video. If you want me to stop the time so you can find the video, I stopped the time. That's what he did. He said, Nike, can you pause the time while I'm looking up this video? And I paused the time. And then when he found it, I restarted it again. Let's not say the moderator's not doing her job.
No, it had nothing to do with the moderator. I was saying that again, when
you
you
just
guys
asked him a question, he has 2 minutes.
and I wanted to okay, and I asked him specifically about Mauricio Solomon. So I wanted to prep that with the video, Mauricio Solomon saying that, showing the fact that the gloves are skimming, and those gloves didn't look damaged at all. But I need that video to show. Just 30 seconds of it.
All right, so we can do that, but that's not part of his time that's going to be used. If you wanted us to play that while you were asking a question, you could have said, I could pause the time. Please pull up the video of Suleiman and this and that. But Larry Liston says Mike is clearly being paid by Team Fury. The format is a conspiracy. My guy, you can either
just joking.
suck a dick or keep it moving, keep it shut in the chat, because I am doing my job. So, GFunky, do you want to play 30 seconds of the video that he's talking about to refresh everybody's memory, or do you know what he's speaking of and you can go ahead and respond to it?
I know what he's asking, so
Okay,
I'm
so
ready.
then he feels like he knows what you're speaking of. Checkmate. So we're gonna start the time for 2 minutes for him to respond, and this time starts now.
Okay, so once again, every fighter has the right to investigate their opponent's gloves pre and post fight. Wilder's team refused to do that. I got the guy who was there from Everlast. He was at the glove selection meeting. He was there the night of the fight. He was there. He said they had zero objections with the gloves. It's over, my man. That is a decapitation of your claim. All right. So yeah, that's it. My turn to ask a question now.
So that's your time.
Yes.
Okay. So you have 30 seconds to ask Checkmate a question. But Checkmate, do you want in your 2 minutes, would you like GFunky to pull up a video that you sent in the private chat for him to play with your response in the 2 minutes, or no?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay,
I
so
want the
let
video
me
played.
let him ask his question, and then we'll pause the time until you send the video in the chats for him to play. So 30 seconds. GFunky starts now.
Okay, I want to know from you, Checkmate, how does a man who's hitting a man with possibly bare knuckles or an object have zero lacerations on his hand post-fight? Okay, there's the evidence right there of it. And again, I want you to address what JD said. The reporter asked him what kind of injuries did he have. I guess that the doctor that examined Wilder after the fight missed the fact that the man had a fractured skull. I need those questions answered.
Okay, and that's time, right? Okay, so I'm gonna set 2 minutes here, but you said that you wanted us to pull a video for you, Checkmate. Is the video going to answer this question that he just asked?
The video, well, remember the other videos I showed, he didn't answer those questions, so that's kind of irrelevant at this point.
Okay.
The video is going to show the first
pull up?
one of Mauricio Solomon. I want to go ahead and play that
You
video.
want us to replay that video again?
Yes, the first one.
So GFunky, you're gonna replay that. I'm not gonna start the time until you play that video, and then
Is it part of the answer to my question?
yeah, that's the thing, because this is.
You have to answer the question.
Honest, I feel like I told Checkmate the same thing. If you feel like that it didn't answer your question, that's just what it's gonna be, because it's
Okay.
up to like the person to feel like, hey, you addressed it or you didn't. We can kind of like play that game all night. So he wants to play that video, we'll play the video, and then he'll respond within the 2 minutes. If it didn't answer your question, it just didn't answer your question.
Okay, so
you might feel like you did, and then he might feel like you didn't. So it's just,
yeah, just tell me when you want me to play the video, then Checkmate, and then let Nico know when you want your time started.
Yeah, I want you to play it as soon as
he wants you to play the first video,
yes.
and I'll start the time when the video starts.
Okay, here we go.
My name is
And the time starts.
Executive Secretary of the WBC. We would like to announce that we have begun an investigation regarding the situation that happened in a female championship fight last weekend in Mexico. The fight was between Juarez and Rigo Togo from Japan, and there was a situation in which the gloves were tampered with. The WBC is gathering all the reports from the supervisors from both camps, and we will have a hearing with Togo's management to have them explain exactly what transpired during that situation of the gloves. Here is the evidence. It is a critical and alarming situation, because the so-called skinning of gloves seems that happened for this fight.
You want me to keep going?
No, you can pause it right there. Now,
Okay.
The thing, again, with the skimming of gloves, Wilder was not afforded that investigation. Fury gloves were not asked in for evidence. You keep bringing up this MX guy who was not a part of the fight. He works for the glove company. Any type of investigation wouldn't include him. It would include Fury's gloves after the fight. I don't care if there was 35 pair of gloves examined before the fight. We're talking about what happened after the fight. We're talking about the adjustments that were made during the fight. Wilder was not afforded afforded the opportunity to have a full hearing the way Suleiman had the opportunity to investigate the Japanese versus the Mexican fighter. Okay, that is number one. So again, when you get your opportunity to question, did you say something like that?
No, you have 12 seconds, and then you'll have 30 seconds to respond.
Okay, again, whether it was egg weights or whether it was skimming of the gloves, Wilder never got his investigation. So again, WBC sided with Fury and
All right,
a part of the cheating.
Time. So you have 30 seconds to ask the question, and if I feel like it's going to segue into the question that you want right now, so I'm starting.
Okay, so my question: why was Wilder not afforded an opportunity to have a full investigation with WBC? I don't care about the MX guy. I don't care about anybody else. We're talking about the WBC, who investigated a fighter, a female fighter, but refused to investigate Fury. I want you to answer why. And do you think Wilder should have gotten the WBC to investigate it the way they investigated the other fighter? That's my question.
All right. You have 2 minutes. Start.
Oh boy. All right. Let's listen again. One more time. Listen clearly, my man.
State of Nevada requires 3 pairs. One, the standard primary and secondary. So something happened to the first pair, but their third pair, they keep. They'll keep it, and if they decide, they'll cut it open to see the contents inside. Should something happen, should a controversy happen, so they'll cut the glove open just to see if there's any inconsistencies with that custom colored glove versus what they cut open for stock players.
All right, it's been clearly addressed multiple times. This is like the 3rd time I played that video. Wilder's team had the option to investigate Fury's gloves, not only in the first fight, but in the second fight. He didn't do it. That's the answer to the question. It has literally nothing to do with Mauricio Suleiman or the WBC. Every fighter is allowed that option. It's up to them to do it. Wilder's team had zero issues after the fight. That man was there for the first fight. You keep saying you want to keep trying to disqualify him. He was there, man. He was there. He presented the gloves to the commission, to the promoters, to both teams. They were all examined and approved by the commission. And he had his opportunity to go to the commission and say, look, I felt like there was something wrong with his gloves. I felt like there was padding removed. I felt like he had a egg weight inside of it. I needed to be investigated. He did none of that. That is 100% Wilder and his team's fault. Nobody else's.
That's your time?
That's my time.
All right. And so before we move on, and you have 30 seconds to ask a question, because somebody kicked this Cole Ing bums, which is probably KO Ing, I guess, knocking out.
Yeah.
Bums.
Moderators, please take care of that stuff.
Doing the most, being racist, and we're having a discussion here. Nobody's being racist in here, so get the fuck out of here with that shit.
We're not gonna do that. We're talking about something different.
We're not
here,
doing
guys.
that, buddy. Wrong chat.
Okay, so I want to ask my question again. And this is going to be the last time I ask it because I didn't get it answered. I literally didn't get it answered the last time.
But just to keep it fair, Checkmate felt like you didn't answer some of his questions too. So
Okay.
if we're being honest, it could go.
I just want one more time.
Yeah. All right. So time starts now.
Okay. Once again, there is literally 0 damage to Fury's knuckles post-fight because the man had his hands wrapped with several rolls of gauze and tape. There is no damage. There was no egg weight. He wasn't hitting him with his fist. None of that. And again, the post-fight examination, there was no dent discovered. I want to know where the dent went. Did he get surgery? Address these things, Checkmate, please.
All right. Checkmate, you have 2 minutes and it starts now.
Again, GFunky, I would like you, whenever I ask you about the investigation, you bring up the same guy who would never be a part of the investigation. This MX guy is not a part of the commission, and he is not a part of the WBC. The WBC has investigated and suspended people for drugs. They have investigated other people for gloves, whatever the case may be. But apparently, because it's Wilder versus Fury, we're going to ignore that and sweep that under the rug. I don't care about anybody else. What my question was, why didn't WBC afford Wilder the same investigation on his gloves that he investigated with the fighter, the Japanese fighter that occurred in Mexico? There was clearly no damage, visible damage shown on the gloves, and that you just, the video that was shown, but it was happened inside the gloves. Okay, so you can dismiss that all you want. You keep saying Wilder didn't ask for investigation. Wilder has been, the whole team was talking about investigation. That was the whole beef about they wanted an investigation and possible lawsuit and the things of that nature. So again, I focus strictly on why did Mauricio Suleiman not allow Wilder the same opportunity for a full WBC investigation as they allowed the Japanese fighter? That's my question.
So you summed up your question in your rebuttal. So you don't want 30 seconds
because he's not a, no. That's the full extent. I don't want my full extent. I would like him to keep to Mauricio. I don't want to hear about the MX guy. We don't know this guy. We don't know who he's working for. We don't know what his, he's giving his opinion. He is nothing a part of the investigation. He was not a part of Fury or Wilder's team. He works for a glove manufacturer. He did not, so he did not have anything to do with Fury's gloves after the fight.
Is this the question?
My question,
going over your time.
My question is Mauricio Suleiman. Why wasn't Wilder afforded the same opportunity for a full investigation on his Fury cheating allegations that the Mexican fighter had versus the Japanese fighter in Mexico?
Okay,
do not
so
go back
before GFunky. Okay, all right. So before GFunky replies, I feel like Joe Lopez 40 ounce is hit it right on the head. Like that's a question for WBC, not GFunky. But I will have GFunky has 2 minutes to answer in the best of his ability, and the time starts now.
Okay, once again, I've already answered this question several times. Checkmate is either having a hearing problem or an understanding problem, or he just refuses to accept the answer. Okay, but every fighter has the opportunity to appeal and tell the commission, I want you to take my opponent's fight gloves and investigate them. Every single fighter has that option. Wilder's team refused to do it. Now you want to keep bringing up the WBC. Well, guess what will happen? If the WBC did investigate it, they would probably call who? A glove expert to come and investigate, which is exactly who I've been showing you all night long, my man. This is getting bad, bro. This is getting ugly, okay? I'm going to have to start wiping the blood off myself. It's getting so bad around here, okay? You're refusing to answer any of my questions. I've brought on experts. The WBC would most likely bring on an expert, which was Everlast used for the first fight. So they would go directly to Ernie Gabillon, the guy who's in my video. This is getting borderline embarrassing, my guy. Okay. That's my answer. And I'm ready to ask a question.
Okay. So before you ask the question, I feel like we should start taking questions from the chat now. Because to be honest, I feel like it's getting monotonous, like it's repetitive, like we're asking the same questions because y'all feel like y'all are not answering each other's questions. So y'all asking the same questions in a different way, but it's the same question. And so y'all feel like y'all not getting the answer. So we could either take questions from the chat after you ask Checkmate another question. So that way we can kind of like move it forward because I feel like it's been repetitive for the half an hour.
Let's go another 12, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes or so. We'll take some questions from the chat for any of us and we'll wrap it up, man. I feel like this has been good. This has been fun. There's been no.
I feel like we're going in circles now. Y'all are asking the same questions in a different way. So because y'all don't feel like y'all getting the answers that y'all want.
Would you guys like me to open up the phone line and call in? Would anybody like to call in?
Like we should. Do you guys both want to ask one more question and then we'll go to the phones to get the chat's questions? That way we don't stay on the same.
Yeah, we'll
same
do this. I'll open up the line. Let me put the number on the screen. I'll open up the line, and then in the meantime, if he wants to ask me another question, he can. Actually, you know what? Let me do a different
No,
one.
go ahead, move it. I'll just move over right here.
No, right there. Now it's at the bottom. So numbers scrolling at the bottom, guys.
Call
let
in
me
with
make
your questions that you.
Yeah,
And
numbers
please do not
open,
ask
guys.
the same question in a different way. Well, I want to like get some new blood in here because
So
y'all
ask a-
y'all both feel like y'all not getting your answers, your questions answered. So y'all are doing the same thing over and over, playing the video over and over again. So we
I'm gonna put a poll in the chat as well for anybody that wants to participate in that. But yeah, Checkmate, if you want to ask me some more questions, man, go right ahead. I'm here.
So I'm gonna give Checkmate one more question to ask,
Well,
and then we'll do one more question to ask, and then we'll take the questions from the chat. Because I don't want you guys are gonna keep playing the same video over because none of y'all are taking the answers that y'all that y'all being given.
No, well, yeah, because I feel like honestly, I feel like 99% of my questions were not answered. I feel like they were evaded. I feel like they were dismissed. They weren't focused on.
I feel like y'all both feel that way.
know,
So we're gonna keep bumping.
Well, after a point, it got to a point where I was like, wow, no matter what questions I ask him, he's going to keep going back to this MX guy who had nothing to do with the fight. He wasn't in either corner.
He had everything to
wasn't
do with
the
the fight. What are
commission,
you talking
and
about?
he wasn't any. He wasn't a part. No, just because he works for the glove company, he wasn't in the Wildest
He was
corner.
at the
He wasn't in
glove
Fury's corner.
investigate. He was
He
at the
wasn't.
glove
He
selection.
wasn't the WBC.
Everybody hush.
Oh my gosh, this is
You know,
embarrassing.
so
Checkmate,
it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing because it's embarrassing because you want to use this guy as the expert to the end all to be all.
He was
fight
at the-
Fury's case.
We're getting a phone call. Hold on, we're getting a phone call.
So Checkmate has one more question. You have 30 seconds to ask it right now, and then I'll give GFunky one more question, and then we'll take it
All right,
from
we
the chat.
we got a caller. We got a caller on the
So
line.
then you know what? We'll stop.
Wait,
Because
wait
all
before
questions have
the
been
call. Before the call, I want to play this last video. You can just play like 30 seconds of it, and I just
Well, let me
added
get the
it to
phone
it.
call in
And
first. Let's get the phone call in
Wait,
first,
wait,
and then I'll play your video. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, caller. You're live.
Is the video going to be about Jose Suleiman again? Or, I mean, what's his name? Mauricio Suleiman again?
I hope not.
I hope not either, dude. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, Checkmate. You keep saying Ernesto Gavion. It doesn't matter. Bro, if this actually went to a case, a lawyer picks it up, you go look for the most credible people that are involved in the business. You don't go to a YouTube guy. You go to the credible guy, and a guy that was physically there, a guy that physically presents gloves to fighters. I mean, how could you not know? I mean, you make a claim that you've been in the boxing game for a long time. Bro, if you've been in the game that long and you don't know who he is, then your investigation doesn't hold water at all. I mean, just the audio homeboy's been playing for you killed your whole debate. It's the end of story. I don't understand why you can't stand to grasp that. And I understand that you want to win this debate, but bro, there's got to come a time when you figure it out and say, you know what? My claims are baseless. I need to move on. It's not a them problem. It's a me problem.
Checkmate, you're
I feel like Checkmate definitely should have a chance to respond to that for sure.
Absolutely. He's playing a guy that was not in either's corner. He's playing a guy who's talk about was there before the fight. I'm talking, sir. I'm talking. I am talking. Remember, I'm not reading the chat. I can't even see the chat. So you make your response. Now I'm going to respond. You ran your mouth, and I'm going to respond. Okay, what he did before the fight, who company he works for before the fight, has nothing to do with the two fighters in the ring in the aftermath or what happened during the fight. He didn't have Fury gloves after the fight. He didn't examine Fury gloves after the fight. He didn't say if padding was removed or wasn't removed. What his opinion is based on, or this is the possibilities. If this guy wasn't in the ring or checked the gloves after the fight, then his opinion is moot, just like anybody else who's claiming they're an expert can tell what Fury did. My statement is that Fury, based on his past and based on what we saw, the evidence, the visible evidence that we saw, that it's likely that he cheated. Okay, I wasn't there. I didn't put anything in his gloves. So for you saying, "Oh, I believe everything this guy said," he said, "You what? Checkmate, walk away, give it up, checkmate." No, I'm not walking away, and I'm not taking, and I'm not taking.
He likes he likes to punch on his back. He's on his back punching right now.
Yeah. I'm not going with everything I said. GFunky basically played the same guy. Oh, this is my expert. This is going to debunk everything. You can't debunk something that happened in the ring, during the ring, and after the fight. Because can this guy show me Fury gloves? Did he have Fury gloves after the fight? Yes or no?
He did. He did.
Did he
presented the gloves?
I didn't. Did
That's what you're not understanding, Checkmate. You're not understanding.
No.
He literally presented the gloves to them.
And
what are
you
you
got
talking about?
wait. You guys are laughing about Suleiman. You guys are laughing about Suleiman, but so Suleiman did an investigation on the T. Oh, it's
Wilder's
just like
team
3
didn't
red
ask for it.
balls. Well, Wilder's team did ask for it. Wilder's team was asking for it. You have
let
a
the
very
caller
short
respond
memory.
now. Let's let the caller respond.
Mauricio Suleiman, can I respond about that? Okay.
Go ahead.
Look, I've been investigating PEDs for over 12 years. We've broken I don't know how many stories about PEDs. Okay. Mauricio Suleiman supposedly started a clean program. Was sending out press releases saying that particular fighters were taking the clean program. Later to be found out that the old promoters and VADA sent out another press release saying that's not true. Nobody's enrolled in a clean program. So when you want to talk about taking people's, testimonies and value, bro, I mean, you better do a better job. Because you're saying, let's not trust what Ernie says, but let's trust what Mauricio says. I mean, everything, the whole logic is speculation. And you're saying that, okay, well, Homie wasn't in the corner, but neither was Mauricio.
Well, Mauricio is the WBC, sir. Well, guess what? Wait. You said you've been investigating for 12 years. Are you an expert? Do you work for MX? Do you work for these companies, sir? So is your word valid, or is just the empty opinion?
Well, I know your word is invalid.
Boom!
You don't even
Checkmate.
Your word.
Checkmate. Because Mauricio,
checkmate. I'm
checkmate.
sorry.
It is a checkmate. You
No,
just said, "Who is this guy?" He's not an expert. So you said you've been investigating for 12 years, but yet you've been investigating for 12 years, and it doesn't matter. Right?
Checkmate.
Because
what he's saying is this. Checkmate. He's saying this.
Let me
No.
Let me finish this out. Let me finish this out.
You can't
about
use
the
a guy.
video that I used the guy who said I used the guy who I showed. He said apparently equipment guy, but you don't believe the equipment guy, but you can believe this guy who's been calling. Why would I take for 12 years?
Why would I take a guy with a YouTube channel that reviews equipment over an expert?
Well, you're taking this guy who's
why would anybody do that?
You taking this guy who's been investigating for 12 years. We don't know him. Who is investigating? You know him, so that's validation. You know him. So you know him, so you validate everything he says based on the fact
an
that you know him
expert.
from Twitter,
Checkmate. You have yet to provide.
Is there a caller who would like to maybe co-sign on Checkmate's side, so he could kind of
maybe? I mean, the line's open. Dave, go ahead and give your last point, man, and then we'll see if anybody else wants to call in. So go ahead, brother.
You know what? I want to tell Checkmate, thanks for being a good sport, bro. Some people just don't know when they've got defeated, and I want your address. I can send you some flowers, bro. This has been a slaughter, my man. It's been a slaughter. Anyways, have a good one, guys.
Thank you, Dave. Checkmate. I mean, it's you didn't present a very good argument tonight, man. In my opinion, but I let you get your stuff off, man. I let somebody else moderate it. I wanted it to be as fair as possible, but. Yeah, it's been hard, man, because you refused to answer any of my questions. I asked you about.
But in all honesty, I feel like Checkmate feels the same that you didn't answer all of his.
That's fine.
Neither.
No.
So
that's
we
fine.
Kind of have to agree
he
to
dismissed
disagree.
everything I presented.
Yeah, and he feels the same about you, Checkmate.
I didn't dismiss his.
We'll leave it to public opinion. We'll leave it to public opinion.
Again, I'm not. I don't. But my point is it the possibility that Fury cheated? 100%. I proved that it's a possibility Fury cheated. I didn't say what he did or how he did it. 100%, it's a possibility.
Anything's a possibility, right?
Okay, can you say without a shadow of a doubt Fury didn't cheat?
Yes.
Oh my!
Not in this fight. Okay. Not in these
you
fights.
Say so you're saying that he didn't, based on Fury's past.
We're getting another call. Hold on.
You're saying that he didn't cheat.
All right, we got another caller. 919. You're live.
What's good with y'all, man? Nika, Checkmate.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Julius.
How you doing?
How's it going?
Doing good. Well, not much, man. I'm gonna roll with Checkmate a little bit on this one, man. I'm gonna say this: as far as when it comes with gloves and hand wraps and stuff, and this is something that I've been talking about recently on Twitter. Nothing about necessarily Wilder or anybody, but let's be honest, man. Most people don't even know, and I'm talking about even boxing people. They don't even know what they're looking at in the hand wraps and the gloves. Like,
wait. Hold on. I cannot let you make a claim like that without providing some sort of proof. What do you mean? Most people don't know what they're looking at.
I'm gonna give you proof, okay? I'm about to give you proof, all right?
Okay, thank you.
I know exactly who that is.
Old school proof, right?
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, here we go. If you look at the great career of Tito Trinidad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at Margarito. Let's look at Miguel in the Miguel Cotto fight, leading up to the Shane Moses fight. These guys always had their hand wraps or their gloves have always been the same. Always been the same throughout their entire career. And then all of a sudden, one night, someone say, hold on, something ain't right. As a matter of fact, with Trinidad, William Jaffe after the fight said it felt like he was getting hit with bricks. So what I'm basically saying is people send guys into the corner in the locker room before the fight happens, and they look at the people wrapping their hands. No one says nothing, right? Then after the fight, people say, "Oh, well, it felt like this. It felt like that." Then let's say 5 years later, same person wrapping their hands. They're not going to do it differently because mostly when people wrap hands or the type of gloves they wear, they do that same ritual their entire career. The only time they really switches up is if they have hand injuries. And I'm basically saying that people watch and they don't say nothing, but one person see it and say something because, in my opinion, and this is also from working with Don Turner, a trainer, worked with Holyfield, Larry Holmes, Chop Corley. So I've been in the gym and I've seen people get their hands wrapped and I've seen people use gloves. We've also seen in the
Can I ask you something, caller?
Louis Westco.
Can I ask
the
you
Louis
something?
Westco fight,
Caller,
remember?
Caller, could I ask you something real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so you said you've seen people get their hands wrapped in the gym, right?
Yes.
When they're wrapping a fighter's hands, do they cover a fighter's palm, or do they create what's called a pull bar, and they cut away pieces from the palm and they create the pull bar so the fighter can make a knuckle? Is that true?
Now, listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm not going to get into what I see lifting with the hands. I'm talking about what people see. I'm talking about people that are supposed, if you send someone into a locker room, you're supposed to be sending an expert, someone that wraps hands or know what they're looking at. And all I'm saying is that the majority of it, look at Ryan Garcia the other night. He sent his brother there. His brother was talking, wasn't even looking at the hand wrap. No one did anything wrong, but I'm telling you that anything can happen in boxing when guys are getting their hand wrapped and everything, because the majority of the boxing people that I have seen on guys' teams don't even be credible boxing people. I'm just saying, man.
Okay.
I mean,
well, I'll tell you this. I always reach out to people that do these sort of things, right? Like Nika has a co-host every Wednesday, Coach Christine Lopez. She raps hands. Oh, you're getting a lot of wind. Let me put you on mute real quick. You're getting a lot of wind. But she has a co-host. She raps hands. I ask her about these things. Now, look, if a fighter chooses to send somebody into the corner that has no idea what they're doing, that's completely on them. We can't blame anybody else but them, you know?
I agree. I agree, but I'm only saying it, GFunky, because I'm telling you that anything can happen in boxing, because boxing, unlike any other sport I ever seen in my life, just have people that has no credentials at all, no background in the sport than any other professional sport. And again, I respect Christine, but I'm speaking off of knowledge as well. I've been in camps, you know, and not just camps with just run-of-the-mill fighters, but real fighters. And I've seen them in their training camps with guys that have no credentials, running stuff, strength and conditioning coaches, all type of stuff, because they just trying to basically help people.
Okay, Julian, you stay on for a second, Julian. I need him to play like 30 seconds or so of this video, because this is addresses that. This is addressing the fight. This is addressing the gloves, not but this Fury fight, but it invests the gloves. You guys speak of whether it's Reyes, whether it's whatever gloves it is, that it's possible.
Is it
until
a
someone
Dante's
catches.
Boxing Nation video? Is that
Yeah,
what you sent me?
yeah. Play
Oh boy, that guy literally has no clue what he's talking about when it comes
Okay,
to
we're
this
not
case,
talking
but-
about, but we're not talking about him. Okay, we're
All
talking
right,
about
let's-
what's going to be.
where do you want me to put?
shown
Where do you want me to
where-
start it at? I got the video. Where do you want me to start it at?
It should start wherever the
And
time
plus,
stamp.
I know he's very
That
he's
looks
very.
like a porn. What is that?
Hold on. I know this is Dante's Box Nation, so I'm just gonna say this.
We're going to go to
How long?
3 minutes and
Checkmate.
54 seconds. 3 minutes and
Okay,
54 seconds.
how long are we showing? Because Dante
Just
is
30
very
seconds, sir.
Okay, he's
30
very
seconds.
sensitive with his material. I know
30
that for a
seconds,
fact. I'm not
Oh, we
trying to
don't
get a
wanna
copyright strike.
You don't want to get a copyright strike.
I don't want to get a
30
copyright
seconds, sir.
strike. So
I
I'll tell
again,
you-
I 30 seconds.
Okay,
at
but I
3
want you to
minutes and
understand.
54
No,
second
I
mark.
want you, Checkmate. I want you to understand this real quick, okay? I put a lot of work into this channel to get it to where it's at. I don't want to screw it up by playing other people's material. So I'm very weary of playing Dante's Boxing Nation on my channel. I could possibly send a copyright claim or copyright claim on my video. So that's why I don't know if I want to play this video or not. What does he say? Could you say at least say what he says?
It's Oshaki Foster. That's my point. It's not even about his. It's about with Oshaki Foster. Okay, it's going to if you could play that, it's going to sum up what we were just discussing. A fact that doesn't matter what about the hand wraps. It's cheating go on. So I need this is my last video that I would like to show.
Okay,
And
here's
it's
what I'm
just-
going to do.
It's just
then.
the 30
Hold
seconds,
on,
sir.
Here's what I'm going to do. Put in the private chat the timestamp for me. I'll play the audio through my mixer. I don't want to
But-
show his video. I don't want to
Yeah,
show the
just
video.
wait.
I'll play the audio.
Not the actual.
Okay. Well,
and then this is.
But I have to let the caller
this is
go
for
because
entertainment
I have to
purposes.
use. I have to let the caller go
What
because
do
I
you
have to use
what
my
you gotta
phone to
say
do
when
it.
you play somebody's shit? You gotta.
Yeah, I don't want to play his stuff. So, hey, caller,
it's actually
appreciate
going
the
to
call,
show.
man. Okay,
It's going
Thank
to
you.
show a shot. It's going to
Nice
show.
talking to you, man.
Absolutely.
Enjoying the show, bro.
Thank you.
Enjoying it.
All right, thank
All
you
right,
so
brother.
much.
It's going to show
Checkmate.
his
I don't want
tweet.
to.
It's
a
going to
tweet?
show Oshaki Foster's tweet at the 350.
Okay, let me see.
354
354.
point. Yes.
Okay, let me go grab it real quick. Let me see. He's very sensitive with his material, man, and I don't want him to come at me.
Just play the audio, probably. But if you know that he's one of those people that do copyright strikes, I wouldn't play it.
He will.
It's,
He will.
Again, it's showing Oshaki's Foster's
No,
tweet.
we understand.
You can
that.
mute it. You can pause it. You don't even have to. All I want you to see
It's
is
just,
what
you just want to show the tweet.
Well, just the tweet, but that's his audio is over the tweet. That's all it is.
Yeah,
And-
but that it don't matter if somebody don't want you playing their material and they send a copy strike. That's
Okay,
you don't have
I got
control.
it. So let me just read what it says. Let me share my screen. Hold on. We'll read it. I don't want to play any of his video though, man, because he's gonna send something my way, and I don't want to deal with that. Okay, so he says this is a response to somebody named Bobby Benton. I'm not sure who's at fault, but Reyes Boxing Gloves or Team Roman, but the gloves they sent had no padding in them. Okay, he says, I want to thank my head trainer Bobby Benton for catching my opponent's gloves with no padding. We're gonna fight tonight. It's on. I don't know. I think this actually hurts your argument, Checkmate, because it shows. I'm gonna tell you why. It shows the fact that the commission did their job and allowed the other team to examine the other team's gloves, and they caught it.
Well,
That
that's
shows
not my
that
argument,
that
sir.
shows that the
No,
system
sir.
works.
No,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Go ahead. It
your
showed
argument,
that the
then.
system did not work. Why? Because
How?
the commission approved. Are you gonna let me finish? Thank you.
Go ahead.
Because it showed that the commission approved those gloves. It showed that the commission was the one allowed the fight go on. The commission didn't catch it. Oshaki Foster's manager caught it. So the commission signed off on it. So they still fought. So the fact that you took it down, I wanted to.
Did he fight
now,
with
if
those
you,
gloves? Did he fight with the bad gloves or no?
Well,
Yes or
just
no?
play the audio now. So just
No,
play,
I'm not going to play any of his
now,
stuff,
sir.
man. I'm not going to. I'm sorry. I'm not going to play his stuff. He's just very sensitive with his material. He won't even let people say new media. He goes after them. Okay.
Really?
Yes. I'll say this. Did they allow that guy to use those gloves with no padding in the fight? Yes or no? Just a simple yes or no.
They used the based
Yes
on
or
the
no?
tweet.
Yes
you're
or no?
asking me
Did
yes
he-
or no, and
Did he
you're
use the
asking me
gloves?
yes
Yes
or
or
no.
no?
I don't know. Don't ask me a yes or no question, sir, when I'm trying to explain
have to.
what the tweet is
I have
about.
to.
No, but you can't do that because
Checkmate. You have to
can't do
understand
that.
the protocol is what allowed
Oh.
Oshaki Foster's trainer to examine the opponent's gloves. That
Why
strengthens
did-
my argument,
read
not
it-
yours.
No, it doesn't. Put that
Yes,
back
it
up.
does.
Put that ball. Let me read it. Let me read it again, okay? Let me read it again. It strengthens
Bro,
my argument.
it strengthens
the
my
commission
argument
didn't
because
catch it.
I've been telling you that the commission has protocol that they follow.
No.
The fact that they allowed Foster's trainer to examine the opponent's gloves and he caught
but
it, that shows that it works.
Shouldn't the commission have? Well, why didn't the commission? The commission didn't catch it, just like the. Let me
It's
finish.
a part
sir.
of the game,
Let me-
man.
please allow me to finish, sir. Please allow me to finish, sir.
Go ahead. I'll put it back
The
up for you.
commission
Go
didn't
ahead.
catch these. Okay, the commission didn't catch these gloves with the pattern removement, just like the commission didn't catch
who put the protocol
who
in
catch the plaster. Let me. You're
who made the
talking over me.
protocol?
We're never gonna. You're talking over me, sir. Again, the commission didn't catch these dirty gloves, just like the commission didn't catch with the Cotto fight with what's his name?
They did. They did.
No, they didn't. The commission didn't catch it. It was the team that caught it. That caught the plaster in the
Okay,
gloves.
and
the
who
commission
allowed the
didn't.
team
The
to
commission.
examine it?
No. We didn't. The commission didn't catch any of it, sir.
Who allowed the commission to
The
do it?
commission, where did the commission 9 times out of 10 or 19 out of 20 or 99 out of 100 is always
The commission allowed them to do it. That's what you're
Can you
missing.
please-
You're refusing to
Well, no,
accept that
you're-
point.
but
Who
you're
allowed-
talking over me.
who-
but
Okay,
you are
no, because
talking
you keep
over
saying
me.
the same thing. You keep
But
saying
you're-
the same
because
thing,
you're-
bro.
well, guess
you have
what?
to
We're never gonna
acknowledge
get to the point if
that.
you don't allow me to
No.
finish
You
my
have to
statement.
acknowledge.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not
going
allowing
in
me to finish
circles
my
again.
statement.
We're going in
You're
You've already
telling
said
me
it.
with the commission. I'm not talking about the commission, sir. I'm talking about the evidence that is stated. Now, can you show me one evidence that the commission actually caught somebody with loaded gloves or tainted gloves or altered gloves? Please show me, because every
happens
time
all the
a fighter,
time, man.
I'm not finished talking, my brother.
Happens all the
So
time.
every time the fighter has been caught, it's been caught by the other team, not by the commission. This is the reason why Margarito was allowed to fight these fighters with these plastic gloves, because the commission never caught it. Okay,
My
so
God.
once he was caught, guess what? They still allowed him to fight, right? And with
Okay,
this Oshaki,
you just buried your own
Oshaki
argument again.
And
You just buried your own argument again.
Let me finish, sir. Let me finish. And with
No. You keep saying the same thing.
If we're
man.
not going to have a cohesive conversation,
we are.
But
We
you're not allowed.
are,
But
but
you're not
you keep
allowed.
saying-
But
you keep
I don't
saying
feel
the
like
same
I'm getting
thing,
my word
Checkmate.
out.
You
But
are.
I'm not.
You keep saying the
because
same
you keep
thing.
talking over
You know
me.
what?
I'm going to continue to say the same
I
thing
feel
until
like
you
this
allow
is-
me to
this
my
is
statement to
definitely
say.
going
Finish your
back to where we
point.
were
Finish your point
before.
then.
Wait,
Finish your
wait,
point.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I
Finish your
appreciate
point.
it.
You're saying the same
Okay.
thing. So just
Okay.
finish. Go ahead.
Bobby Benton says, I'm not sure
Wait,
who's at fault, Red's
Checkmate.
boxing gloves or
Checkmate.
Team Roman, but the
Checkmate.
gloves they sent had no
Hello.
padding.
You see this thing right here? It's to be quiet, okay? Like, come on, let's follow the rules. Let's be quiet. All right, because this is it's getting crazy right now, and it's giving me a headache. Just being honest.
Yes.
Like we're going back to the circles that we were drawing before earlier in the argument. So debate. So where are we at right now? Because I feel like I felt like the debate was already over. We were just kind of taking
he's using an example.
Because this can go on for the rest of the night if we let it. It's gonna be
Checkmate. You finish your point here. Finish your point with Oshaki and his trainer with these gloves. I'll respond and then we'll wrap this thing up. We're already over 2 hours. I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate Checkmate. Appreciate Nika. Appreciate Dave and Julius who called in.
And listen, when I do this means be quiet, people. Come on, let's follow the rules. All right.
So go ahead, Checkmate. Finish your point.
My point is the commission didn't catch this. These gloves with no padding, and the manager questioned who was at fault. Was it Red's gloves for sending over gloves with no padding, or was Team Roman's fault? Okay, because obviously when the gloves had no padding, the commission, when they had the gloves going there, the commission's supposed to check the gloves before the fighters. You know, the commissions are there to see the gloves. Not once have you heard a commission report say, oh, we're going to stop this fight because of the gloves. It's all, the commissions don't do nothing. It's always the opponent who catches the gloves, which they did in Oshaki Foster's situation. Now, the thing with Fury gloves, again, Wilder asked WBC to investigate it. Wilder's team wanted to investigate it. Those gloves were never investigated. So for you saying, oh, Wilder team had the opportunity and they declined to have the gloves investigated, that's a bald-faced lie, because you can't show me one report, one statement, one video, one audio, one written statement that says that Wilder's team refused to investigate that. Show me that. Show me right now that Wilder's team refused to investigate. I want to see it in writing, because you've been saying that all night. And I totally
that's not what I said.
that.
First of all,
No.
That's
Okay,
not what
so
I
wait,
said.
before we start, he never said they refused. He just said that they didn't do it. They didn't initiate.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, they didn't initiate.
Okay, well, let me use his words.
So that
What is your
doesn't
word?
mean
What
that
are
they
your words,
refused
GFunky?
to do it. That means that he said that they didn't initiate a if they felt so strongly about it, they could have initiated an investigation. Is what I got from it. But
Yes.
again,
I want to hear his
If
words.
we start my bad.
No. What you said was, I hear you. I agree with you, what you're saying, but I wanted to hear his words so I can use his words and not use words that wasn't included in his words.
Yeah, that's what I said. She said exactly what I said. I said they didn't refuse. They didn't decide to ask the commission to confiscate Fury's gloves and examine them after the fight. Every fighter has that option. That's exactly why I played the audio from Ernie, who works with the commissions. Okay. I know you refuse to believe that.
Ernie works with the glove company. He doesn't work.
No,
he's not
he
a
works
commission
with.
employee.
He works with the commission. When a fighter says, "I want to wear Everlast gloves for my fight," they reach out to the manufacturer. They send a representative to the fight to bring those gloves to the commission first, to the promoters, and then they get wrapped up, and both teams get to examine them. That's all protocol, my man. You obviously don't know that because you keep making these ridiculous claims about the commission does nothing. If it wasn't for the commission, guess what? Oshaki's trainer, Bobby Benton, would have never got his hands on those gloves in the first place. That's what you're
Did the
refusing to
commission
acknowledge.
catch it, or did Bobby Benton catch it?
I just answered your question. You keep asking me the
No, you
same
didn't,
question
sir.
over and over
You
again.
didn't answer
If
it.
the commission put the protocol in there to let the other teams' trainers examine the gloves. If it wasn't for the protocol that the commission had, he would have never examined the gloves. He would have never got his hands on them, and he would have never known that there was something wrong. That's all because of the commission, my man. You have to acknowledge that. You're refusing to. I get it. I know it's hurting your ears that your theory is getting smashed this way, but that is what it is. Every championship fight, they're sending a guy over to watch the guy get his hands wrapped. You can send whoever you want over there. That's because of the commission. The fact that they have a glove selection meeting with both teams there, both fighters, they get to examine the other opponent's gloves. That's all because of the commission. You're refusing to acknowledge that for some reason. I don't know why, but that's my answer to the Oshaki Foster claims and him and his manager. I'll let you get your time for your. I'll let you get your time for your closing statement, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Again, with the Oshaki Foster thing, just to wrap this up, you saying it's the commission. It had nothing to do with the commission because it was Bobby Benton who found him. Don't give the commission credit when they would allow this fight to go on. It was Oshaki Foster say, I want to thank my head trainer, Bobby Benton, for catching my opponent's gloves with no padding. Now, the thing about it is you keep 99% of your argument based on this guy who you said is an expert who didn't work for Fury or Wilder, but you want to act like his words when he wasn't after the fight. You know, he didn't show the gloves after the fight. The WBC had no the WBC gave no investigation after the fight. So you're I dismiss anything that you said that this particular glove expert who worked for the glove manufacturer had to say, because he wasn't there. You can laugh, you can smile, but it's irrelevant. You use somebody that you claim that's a glove expert that did not examine the gloves after the fight, that was not a part of an investigation, that went to a panel that the WBC did not investigate. The WBC investigated the T. The WBC even investigated the clenbuterol. In fact, they even made it legal. So, hey, we know you cheated, but wherever you cheated was, we're going to call that legal now. Okay. The fact is, they investigate what they pick and choose, but apparently Wilder's claims wasn't good enough. Apparently, Wilder wasn't good enough to have his claims investigated by the WBC, the same organization who investigates everything else, the same organization who said Fury wasn't going to be allowed to fight. Excuse me, not Fury. Who said who's this cheating? Who said Conor Ben wasn't going to be allowed to fight. Okay, so they can go ahead and make a ruling and say they're going to suspend him because their investigation, but and Conor Ben sent all their information to the WBC, but guess what? They refused to investigate Wilder's claims. So it's a moot point what your expert on your show said, because he wasn't part of the commission and he wasn't part of Wilder's or Fury's team and he wasn't part of the WBC. Now, I stand in my last statement is, again, only thing I wanted to prove is that, again, it's Fury, as far as his opportunity to cheat, he had the opportunity to cheat. Is it possible he cheat? 100% it's possible he cheated. That's it. And I proved that.
I have a question, because I really don't know the behind the scenes thing. Because from what I heard right now is that you're saying that they didn't investigate Wilder's claims. So in order for them to investigate the claims, does one have to actually submit an investigation request?
Wilder's team asked WBC to investigate it, and they refused it. He said, "No, we're not going to investigate it." WBC Mauricio said the WBC would not investigate it. Now, how can you claim something?
So there was a formal request for an investigation and it was turned down. That's what you're saying?
That's correct. And I'm going to find that, because I had that in part of my video that I made for that, because I had the video where he investigated the Japanese fighter, and I had the video where he said that there's not going to be any investigation in the Fury's gloves. Okay, so I had those side by side and also other evidence in the video that I made. This is the reason why I said I came here handicapped with one hand, two hands tied behind my back and one eye, because I don't have the information that.
But it was not because of GFunky or anything. You
no.
I to research and do your video thing, and we know that you didn't have the files, but it wasn't because you didn't have the.
But I explained. I even put that. But I did put that into his DM even before the show and say, brother, like, I'll come on the show, but there's no way we can really do a real debate because I don't have my material to punch.
Well, you guys definitely had a debate today. You guys had a debate today.
No, what we had was him dismissing everything that I presented and elevating this guy who talked about gloves. I didn't want him to talk about gloves. I wanted him to talk about the fight.
My goodness, this is wild. All right, my closing statement is this: you make, again, you continue to make claims and you don't provide any kind of evidence to back them up. That's exactly why you lost, and very badly tonight, Checkmate. You keep saying nobody knows Ernie. Everybody in the game knows who Ernie Gavion is. Everybody does. He's a legit glove expert that works for Everlast. Every time you see Wilder fight, the man wears Everlast gloves. If he felt that they cheated him, why on earth would he continue to wear them? Why? That just doesn't make any sense. I have to show it again. Look, there's Everlast MX gloves that Wilder's wearing there. Here again, they're tweeting it out for him. Deontay Wilder's back, MX gloves. Again, MX gloves one more time. Let's go to the Fury, the first fight. Look, he's wearing Everlast again. Power lock gloves. I mean, this is insane. Some of these claims that you've been making, Checkmate. Literally insane, man. Let's see if we can see it in this image here. Well, we can't really tell, but he definitely wore Everlast in the rematch as well. And he wore Everlast against Fury in the third fight and against Hellenius in his last fight. Why would the man continue to use gloves if they cheated him before? If they sent some sort of faulty gloves to Fury and all? This is insane. The guy is literally a glove expert. You cannot dismiss what experts say, my man. That's another reason why you lost. You want to take the word over guys that make videos on YouTube like Dante's Boxing Nation and some guy who reviews equipment. I'm sorry, he's not an expert in the field. He's not. And I asked you this before, Checkmate, when we were both on Joe Habib's channel, if you knew what the anatomy is of a glove. And you said, no, you don't. So when I play a video of a guy who literally knows what the makings of a glove is, you dismiss him. That is just, I mean, insane. And then you make claims about the commission does nothing, yet they made the rules. They made it to where you can have a glove selection meeting where you get to look and examine. You could even put on your opponent's gloves to see if they're legit. That's all because of the commission. All because of the commission, okay? This is, I mean, man, and then you keep bringing up the WBC. Again, if Wilder's team wanted it investigated, they would have applied for that right away if they felt that he did something. But they didn't. And that is just the cold, hard facts that you're just going to have to accept, my man. Wilder's team refused to file an appeal to say, I felt Fury cheated me tonight. I want his gloves examined. I want his wraps examined. All of that stuff gets bagged. All you have to do is pay attention at the end of every fight. You'll see the glove inspector takes the gloves off of the fighter, puts them in a bag, cuts the wraps off, puts them in a bag, just for that specific reason. You know, and then you use arguments that strengthen the commission by saying things like, well, they discovered it. Well, yeah, that's because of the commission. And the WBC, if they were to reach out to somebody to investigate Fury's gloves, they would reach out to a glove expert just like Ernie Gavion. So I feel like this has been a thorough beatdown of Glovegate. We'll leave it up to the chat and to the court of public opinion on who won this thing. Of course, I'm going to think I won. Of course, he's going to think he won, and that's perfectly normal. We'll leave it up to everybody out there. I'll read the poll right now. I'm in the lead, 94% to 6%, 31 votes. I'll go ahead and end the poll right now.
Okay,
but I'll say this in my last. Oh, go ahead.
First of all, I mentioned to you. I said, "Well, you said how do we going to judge this? How are we going to use this?"
No, we said we were just gonna leave it to people's
opinions.
Public opinion.
But what I told him was, before this, I told him that it doesn't matter because I'm already 20 points down before I even step in. I said your viewers are going to side with you regardless. So my point was that, like,
no,
if
so
you
we didn't agree on the. We just said we were just gonna leave it up to the.
Somebody's asking your opinion, Nika.
And I knew it, and you know what? I'm the moderator, so I don't have an opinion. You know, so don't drag me into this. I am just a moderator, and I did my job. So yeah.
And look, guys, Checkmate. I want to say this. I know that this is obviously this is my channel, right? So everybody knows me. But I want to say to you, thank you for coming on and doing this. We could do it again if you want. If you feel like you want to provide more evidence, we could do it again. I'm always here for that. You've been respectful to me. You haven't make any personal attacks against me during this whole debate. No ad hominems, nothing like that. So you got my respect. I respect you for coming on, presenting
These
your
are the types
evidence,
of basic,
listening to
like,
my evidence.
guys don't go personal. You know, you just state what you feel. You know, they don't. It doesn't have to get like personal to make your statement or your opinion count. You know.
Yeah. So I'll let you go ahead and give your last words. Checkmate. Let everybody know where they could find you and your work here on YouTube and social media everywhere else. Go right ahead, my man.
Now, again, I'm gonna let y'all know again. Nika knows, GFunky knows that I agreed to do this because he wanted to have the topic, but I did not have my material because that was from my old name. That I had all these videos that I made for this. That my old name was suspended on Twitter, so I do not have, and that stuff was on a hard drive that whatever can't access that external drive, for whatever reason. So I came here just like butt naked, just based on the fact that I want to hear what he has to present. I want to go ahead and allow him to present it because he's been wanting to get it off his chest for a long time, apparently. And I said, okay, well, let's just have this conversation. Let's have this debate. And my only thing was to prove that it was a strong possibility that Fury cheated. And I believe I proved that. I believe I proved that with the Martin Carefoot thing. I believe I proved that with what he did in the sparring with the removing of the pattern. I believe I proved that again. You proved that with the photo of the handprint, with you saying, "Oh, that was just angles and this and that." No, because even when you showed Charlo and when you showed who was it, Joshua, their prints were no way. I've never seen any like fist prints pronounced as Fury's, and that's for a reason. It's because again, even with O'Shaquie Foster, proved that fighters do remove padding. So it happens all the time. It's going to continue to happen. Fighters are going to continue to cheat, and Fury is one of the better known cheaters. And again, his word cannot be taken. His word should be taken as a grain of salt. He's not a very credible person at all. But again, I'm glad you had the opportunity to present everything you've been holding on to. And like I said, for me, he finally got to breathe and let loose and get this Fury glove gate out the window. But for me, I believe I proved without a shadow of a doubt that Fury's credibility, he has no credibility, and it's quite possible that he cheated. So that's
All
it.
right. All right. Hey, well, again, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, you were respectful. You didn't go ad hominem or anything like that. So respect you. Let's give him a hand, guys. All right. And Nika getting some compliments as well in the chat. So let's give her a hand for doing her job as a moderator. All right, Nika, you go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you as well.
You can find me because I actually went live on Friday. so you can find me on Knockouts with Nika on YouTube, and then on Fridays I'm gonna try to be more consistent now. It's been like 6 months since I've been live. And then on Wednesdays you can catch me on In the Ring with Christine on her channel for Women Crushing It Wednesdays. So yeah, thanks for everyone supporting. It was fun. It got a little bit repetitive after a while, but I definitely had fun. Hopefully, you guys can accept the opinions that we're given, because
we'll just leave it to the court of public opinion.
Facts, so we just gotta just accept what you
Well,
get.
if anybody want to smoke, just find me on YouTube. If you got a topic
'Cause
you want to discuss, I will
Checkmate
definitely.
I'll set it up too.
I mean, not on YouTube, but Twitter. Twitter.
Yeah, and
find me
Checkmate,
on Twitter if you want that smoke.
Yeah, and if you want to bring it to YouTube, just reach out to me, Checkmate. I'll host it here. I'll keep it neutral, or we'll have Nika do it again on her channel or something, Either way, man, you like I said, you've been respectful, so I got to give you that, man. A lot of people have come on here before and they were not respectful when we tried to have this conversation. So thank you, all of you guys.
I'm only disrespectful. People who are disrespectful to me. Other than that, if you show me respect, I'm gonna show you the utmost.
Yeah, Checkmate's the counterpuncher. He's not disrespectful. If he's disrespectful, it's because he's giving the person the same energy that he received. That I will.
Yeah.
And remember, I can't see the chat, so I don't know what's being written in chat. I don't know what I don't see any of that. So they
thankfully you did.
All right.
No.
So I got to give my my vocal cords are rest. But this has been great, guys. Again, and like I said, reach out to me, man, if you want to do it one more time. But I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you all for
All right,
being
my
here.
brother.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right, we'll see you on the next one. We're
All
out.
right, take it easy. All right, bye-bye.